Alright, I'm unmuting stuff. Are you guys good to go?
It was a... Where was it? Yeah,
Kid
I'll
King
look up later.
toasted.
Alright. Hey guys, yeah. Episode 10. Burn 1 podcast. I don't know. There's not a lot to
You're still
really
here.
say. Yep. We've survived it to the double digits. I can't believe we've done it almost every week except 1 week we skipped, right?
Has it been like that often? I guess.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but we got some like last minute news this, I guess today, right, from Bushiroad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll talk about the fun stuff first and leave all the ranting later. So the first thing that came up today was, I guess, kind of a surprise to everyone. I don't know if anyone was expecting it, but wait, what did they call it in English?
Nazareth Tomb of the Undead.
Yeah, Nazareth Tomb of the Undead, also known as Overlord. I
Yeah.
have no idea what, like, why did they...
Don't they even have on the packaging like featuring characters from the show Overlord or something? So I'm not sure if it's like a weird copyright thing or what.
They put like known in Japan as Overlord.
Yeah, it's really weird because even in at least in the US, the light
like
novel
Crunchyroll
and
has
the
it listed
manga,
as Overlord.
yeah, and the anime are all licensed as Overlord, but the cards for Weiss Schwarz are called Nazareth Tomb of the Undead. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
sure. I mean, that set's been basically like pretty explored to the ends. I mean, what do you guys think about it coming to English?
Interesting that they're bringing it over now. I think it'll be fine. I think probably if I was to like give it a preemptive spot on the tier list, like low A, high B, maybe even mid tier A. Carmen, you're muted, by the way, homie.
I was saying I don't think it's gonna do much because of when it's coming out. My bad.
I don't know if it's not going to do
it'll
much.
still be fine.
Yeah.
It's popular. It'll be popular.
I think it's probably gonna take the spot of the board control deck. Like if you're all about trying to keep board at 1 and 2, this is gonna be your go-to. Just because
Yeah.
like, I can't think of like too many things off the top of my head that'll contest board as strong as Overlord does at 1 and 2.
That is its one strength, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has like a really solid mid game. It's the end game is where it like kind of falls apart, sort of. Like a lot of stuff it has where it needs to direct attack to go off. I remember I
Yeah.
played was it Evil Eye top end when I played the deck a lot, which was like pretty good. I like that a lot. Lets you like sack more standbys also because of Blue Gate or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the timing for the release is just like, are we gonna
little
get like the
awkward.
reverse of the JP meta, where like all the good standby sets like at the end are released first, and then as we go backwards or something? Because yeah, I wonder if with Fuji and Overlord, if like we're gonna actually develop into like a standby meta if we ever play again in person.
I think that the popularity of Overlord will push standby more than anything.
Yeah.
People love that show. People are gonna buy into it. People love it. There are so many people who like just don't acknowledge JP at all. They only play English. I've been seeing it so much, especially like in all these online communities and things as we've been stuck in our houses. A lot of people just don't acknowledge JP. So now that Overlord's here, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, gotta play standby," you know. So it's like it's gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's not like the set's fine. It's just not very like it's a pretty boring deck, right? There's not too
Yeah.
many like spicy things. Like it's got a tap counter. It's got
I didn't know that.
no? This isn't the first coin flip because we have Bang Dream. I was like, it's got a coin flip. It's got the what is it? The cost 0 bouncer. I don't even think it's probably not even going to get played in English.
Yeah, depends on the depends on
Yeah.
how the meta shakes out when we finally return to organized play.
Yeah. And then its finishers, as Kit said, like You have a ditch 2 clock kicker, which destroys your hand. You have a direct attack burn 1, so it's whatever. It seems fine though.
Yeah, it's like respectable as a set. But as far as like, I mean, it was never super good in Japanese either, right? Like
I think it was.
It was like always really
Contender.
It had
solid.
its time.
Yeah, it
it
was
had
like-
its time.
it's solid, but it was never like game breaking, right?
No.
Like,
It was never game breaking. It was just
So-
it was just a pretty good deck.
So I mean, like, it's a solid choice. It's not going to break the meta. It's going to like add some diversity.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a nice addition, but nothing too insane.
I was more excited for the English Data Live announcement personally.
Oh, please
Yeah.
no.
When did that happen?
Yeah.
Wait,
We already got
wait,
Legend
they
of Crimson,
they didn't
dude.
announce that shit, right? Or am I gonna
No, not yet. It will though.
It'll
Hopefully
happen.
never.
Data Live's popular.
Yeah,
now.
it'll happen.
All right, let's see. Hold on. There we go. There, I got the chat on screen now. I always forget to add that back on. But as far as Overlord, I mean, like, there's nothing really else to add about Overlord, right? It's kind of cool that's coming to English. Hopefully, it adds like some more new players, especially after this whole quarantine passes. But yeah, unfortunately, bad news after I guess that's sort of good news. I think the singles and world tournament is just dead this year because only reason I say that is on the JP website the other day they announced that they were having a lot of cancellations of events, and then I think they also just straight up canceled WGP this year because
Oh no.
yeah, let's see. Yeah, this was released yesterday in Japan time. So one of the first things is Osaka. Was this Osaka? Hold on, I always struggle with the kanji. Yeah, Osaka. They changed they canceled the event, and they're going to release another event. It's going to be at a home event again, I guess, through the Discord, kind of like how they did with the Nagoya BCF 2020 event. Another thing that happened too was Bushiroad Fighters Navigator was supposed to actually release, and they're actually completely finished with it. If you guys remember, earlier in the year, they announced...
Wasn't that like their ELO system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be ELO system or whatever, but it was definitely...
It's just a good stat
tournament-
tracking
yeah,
tool also.
It was a tournament
Yeah.
app, basically. It would let you build deck list on it and submit the deck list like directly through your phone and everything like that. So there'd be no more issues with paper and pen and all that really dumb stuff. It's supposed to help people at these regional events too, because it'll give you your seating and stuff through the app, so that way you don't have to always like constantly like go up there and get either read the paper or get the link to the webpage or whatever.
Right.
It was just supposed to add a lot of stuff, and it's supposed to keep track of everything, like all that. So that was because of all these cancellations, they want to release it with like a major event. Since that's not going to happen this year, they said they're pushing it back to 2021, which kind of sucks. I was really looking forward to it, to seeing what comes of it, and like, you know, after like playing with it a little while, like what kind of feedback we can give Bushiroad to like maybe make it better, because I was actually really excited for it, but it's kind of unfortunate. They did say though their deck log program is going to release in summer this year still, so you can build decks or whatever through that. I believe I'm not really sure about all the information on their deck log program, but that's still coming out. It's sometime in summer, it says here. And then WGP 2020 has just basically been canceled completely at this point.
Champ another year. Let's go. Undefeated yet again.
Oh, nice.
It's a pretty cool title. I guess Riaz is world champion 3 years now.
We might still get English to happen. On the track most states in the US are going. Personal opinions aside on whether or not it's too early, things are beginning to reopen. I know here in PA, like, I'm going to the card shop on Sunday. Like, things are starting to happen again. So we'll see how that goes. We might have a fall season, which would be nice, but probably too early. Probably, even if we did have them, I'd be hard pressed to go. I think it would be a mistake. I don't think it's smart. And I think Bucci Road will be on that train of thought, and we probably won't have a fall season either. But
Yeah.
we can stay hopeful. Maybe we can have shop challenges at least, something to get results. But
Hell, man, maybe they might release an actual like online battle app outside of like TTS and webcam.
God, yeah,
that
that'd
would be
so nice.
insane. I guess
They've
be
been
so
doing their
nice.
online tournaments on like their thing, right? They have like 8 to 16 man tournaments. I
mean,
think.
yeah, it's so tough though because like any actual bigger prize other than like PR cards or something, it gets
Yeah.
kind of like iffy on like trusting people to not cheat.
Yeah.
One thing to note though is that I think it's what's it called? July. July they're going to announce most likely kind of like a replacement for WGP if I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, my
Is it going to be the like?
It might be. It doesn't say exactly
Cater to
what it's going to
online,
be.
I guess?
Yeah.
online shit.
Yeah, my Japanese is pretty shit. Like reading this right now, but yeah. So like yeah, in July they're going to announce something at one of their Bushiroad conferences about WGP 2020, I believe. So it might be moved to online or something. I'm not really sure what they're going to do, but I guess we kind of can look forward to that. At least they're trying to keep the community alive, like during this whole thing, which is like pretty important because like. I mean, we keep saying this, but like a lot of, at least my motivation to keep playing this game, like, is just slowly dying out. That's why I'm like mindlessly grinding Shadowverse as you guys tell me how stupid I am.
I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone. Like it's hard to motivate myself to want to play Weiss outside of like Nico and I catch some webcam games every once in a while, but that can only go so far. This game is really rough playing online. The way the game works. It's a bad feedback loop when you're online too, because of there's so much variance in the game, and you're playing against someone. So you're either like you're sacking your friend or your friend sacking you, and it like when you're not in person and you don't have like some sort of layer there of social interaction, it starts to feel really bad.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I wish TTS was better. There are like very slight things that could really improve it, but maybe I don't know. What is it? Vanguard has a app now, right?
It's different than the actual Vanguard game, but it's like a mobile game. It's so tough for like Weiss to do anything like that just because of the amount of copyright bullshit they'd have to.
Yeah, like they own all the licenses and all the stuff exists. I wish that, and obviously they have some sort of like card image database. I wish that they would just, in these sort of trying times where people are frustrated with playing on webcam, frustrated on playing on TTS, resorting to all these sort of like these online fight things and stuff. I wish they would just release like a very bare bones simulator. Like a couple of developers could probably hack that together in like a week or two, and it would be acceptable for use. And it would be, they could set it up to be peer-to-peer, so like they wouldn't have to have a lot of servers for it and stuff like that. I wish they would throw something like that out there. I think it'd be really good for the game. Maybe like have like a small subscription fee to offset the fact that it is a simulator and you don't have to buy the cards and stuff like that. Maybe have a like small subscription or something like that to offset it, but it's just really unfortunate. The online options there are negatives to all of them. There are negatives to TTS. There are negatives to playing on webcam. It's just not great.
Why is their simulator going to be different?
Big thing is
automation.
Automation of the things that matter. We have a lot of them in TTS thanks to an adaptation by I think ENTCG did it. Adaptation of the one Japanese board that automated a lot of.
That was a Chinese board.
It was
actually.
one other guy. Oh, it was a Chinese.
Was it another guy? Yeah, I don't want to credit the wrong people. I know that ENTCG added a lot of like.
I think it was what's his face? Ron Elm, I believe his tag is.
Ron Elm. Yeah, he's been doing a lot. He's been doing a lot of development. Shout outs to that guy. Doing a lot more development than the rest of us right now. But yeah, I feel like automating of the things that matter with a more reasonable shuffle algorithm. TTS shuffle algorithm is really bad. But I guess that those are gripes for another time. I don't want to get into that. But
I mean, TTS is also not official, so it's like, you know.
you might think I'm just like spouting bullshit because I'm mad, but I have looked at the actual shuffle algorithm. It's garbage. Like I've looked, like the one developer put the
So
shuffle
angry.
algorithm in there, and it's not good. It's just like .rand, like whatever, which you might think is okay, but it doesn't actually simulate real shuffling.
All right. I guess on a more lighter topic too, I forgot to. I guess in Japan at least, starting on May 16th until June 30th, they're actually going to open up shop tournaments again, or allow it at least through official Bushiroad channels. But I think it's like minimized to only like a couple gatherings per month or something, and it depends on whether the staff feels like they're suited and ready to handle like having people come in there and stuff like that. They have to have like high sanitation and like provide like a sanitizer for everyone and stuff like that during this whole thing.
Probably have like the little glass, not or plexi, whatever you want.
They were releasing that, or like Bushiroad was sending out stuff to different stores where they have like you said, like that plastic plexiglass or whatever. So like blocks players or whatever, so that they don't cough on each other or something like that.
I think it's probably fine for like Japan and that region, just because a lot of people there are usually on the fairly sanitary side. At the very least, like you don't have to force them to wear a fucking mask if they're sick.
Yeah. Oh well, the issue is like at least
There's
last
no
time
American Yu-Gi-Oh players in Japan.
last time I talked to my friends in Japan, they said it's still like really hard to find face masks.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's improved since then. That was like probably about a month ago or so, maybe less. But I'm sure like if it's easy access, Japan, like basically we've all been there. So like half the population always has a face mask on anyway. So
yeah,
I'm sure they'll be a little bit more responsible. But yeah, I think that's it for the JP side of any news. Is there anything else in English that I missed? I always forget what's going on in English because nothing happens that often.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, just Overlord, really.
They announced a new set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the hell are...
It's a good sign that they are still releasing product. They are planning to release new product.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know a lot of people, locally at least, were like really worried. Is this going to kill Weiss in the West? Like, this sort of thing. It's already a lower popularity card game, but the fact that they're still planning to release sets is a very good sign. Very good sign for English players. So
I do like how it was also a set that was standalone. Like so it's not like it's not like SAO.
Yeah.
True. I mean, like it's kind of at least like it's a good thing. Like people like us who like do this content and stuff. At least we're still pushing stuff out for the most part. I mean, like. I know, like our channel has been pretty shit lately, other than these podcasts. But I mean, like Carmen and stuff has been pushing stuff out. Shut up! I'm so tired of these reviews. I hate you, D.
This guy was awfully painful.
And we're talking about like our drive to play and stuff like that is going down. When your drive to play is low, your drive to make content is even lower. It's so hard to bring yourself to get stuff together. Like even our guys, like getting together deck techs every week, like we're still putting out deck techs every Friday and stuff. Getting that stuff together has become more of a pain.
Oh, yeah.
Getting set reviews together, it's like
the worst part is like that drive that we lose. Like, so since I have like extra time because I'm not spending time thinking about Weiss, I'm fucking playing Shadowverse now. And
right.
Shadowverse,
it's like...
I hate it. I only enjoy the game 50% of the time, and like I'm still putting effort into Shadowverse for some reason.
Better than me. I've been playing like Call of Duty. Like I've been regressing even further, like into the whole.
Carmen, I'm gonna need to take your weeb card away pretty soon.
What do you mean? You can't.
Oh
take
yeah, that's
it.
right.
Fuck you can't take it away. I got the merch. I'm good.
You do buy all the anime girl merch.
I do buy all the anime. I do, dude. They dropped the anime girl truck, and it popped up in my store, and I was like, how many COD points is that? And I was like, oh, it's $12. Get it in there. Very good. Every time one pops up, I buy it. I can't stop. It's way too funny. People get so mad because they show up on kill cams. People go like, "Oh my god, fucking weeb!"
Dude,
so
I still remember I spectated you. I think like once while you were playing Call of Duty. I was still surprised that like all the same shit is happening to where like, I join your game. There's like a 12-year-old screeching in there. I'm like, come on, man.
No, that's the best part about it. Is like it literally never changes. The toxicity is higher than ever because everyone's stuck in their house. Like it's so good.
Man, you know, to kind of get back on topic, I kind of wish they would release more information on Adventure Time, right? Because I mean, like that was like such a huge announcement for Worlds.
Wait, did you get the demo deck?
Oh crap! I can check right now. I never opened the box. I forgot about it. I can check if there's demo decks in there right now.
Open it right now, live on stream.
Dude, live on stream.
Yeah.
Live on stream. Am I spending $30 right now?
Yeah. Let me find out. I'll be right back.
I'll buy it from you.
Okay. So basically, what happened was nobody take from me. I'm about to be really bad with money. Adventure Time. Somehow the demo decks are they're online. They're like $30 for a demo deck. The only thing we know is that there is a 2/1 level assist with no other text.
It's a demo deck. Don't you remember like Batman Ninja? They literally have a 3/2 where the only text is you heal.
Wait, but it's 55 per hour. How much is a normal level assist?
I have a cool thing for viewers actually. While Kid is getting his thing.
About what?
Like Max, one of our locals, hit me up about this. So apparently, Amazon.co.jp is doing shipping to America for very affordable prices.
Certain items.
Certain items. So like, if you're looking for like old sleeves, old deck boxes, maybe even old sealed product, check that out. You'll have to make a new account, but I snagged some sleeves I was looking for a very good price.
Yeah, okay. Tony might be able to explain more in the chat because I recommended the Amazon.co.jp stuff to him earlier, and he was having issues with a lot of the
specific sellers.
So it's very specific sellers, but at the very least, there's options there now.
Yeah, there's options. Yeah, Amazon.co.jp.
Only some items will be able to ship internationally. It depends on like the seller and if it's an Amazon warehouse or what.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have the demo decks. I'm gonna message. I'll message my distributor and see if they have them and if they'll send it with my next shipment or something.
Here we go. Do I be poor with money?
Yeah, I guess we can talk about that. Like on Amazon or not Amazon, eBay. Dean found the other day like Adventure Time demo decks. I don't know.
There's only one left in stock for $30.
Well, okay, there's 0 now, right? Because you're buying it.
Seems pretty neg.
It seems like super neg, honestly.
You should buy it.
You're telling me I should buy it. You know, I'll hit this buy button right now.
Buy it and then do a review on it, dude.
How else are we going to know what's in it?
How else are we going to have content? I'm saving the channel.
Thank you. Single-handedly saving the channel here.
I have saved Burn One from being content droughted. I will have a Adventure Time deck tech.
Tech. I play this vanilla because it came with the deck. Oh man,
this is a level support. This is the only text this level support has. It's a level.
Well, I wouldn't, but I did, boys.
Oh man, but yeah.
There we go.
Those demo decks are popping up on eBay for some reason. I don't know if stores are getting in, they're selling it off or something. Because obviously they're not releasing these at any events because there's no place open right now, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea how these people got these.
Or maybe these are secret employees at Bushiroad. Then now that we reveal that they're selling it online, they're gonna get fired.
That'd be pretty good.
That'd be such a good meme. Oh man, and we'll never know too, unfortunately. But yeah, as far as Adventure Time goes, I wish they would release more information on that. As far as Adventure Time goes, I'm not like excited for the series or anything like that. But I mean, English exclusive sets always gonna be interesting.
They always have a cool way of disappointing you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so far, hopefully this one's different.
I hope. We can only hope, right?
I have faith.
There's no way it's as bad.
I mean, if it comes out horrible, then obviously I'm done with English exclusives, right?
If it comes out and sucks.
Yeah, and it comes out and it sucks. So clearly, whoever's like building these sets have no idea.
That's what you say until they release the My Life as a Teenage Robot set, and you're like, I guess they got me.
This guy.
No,
I don't
dude,
even know
I
what
need
show.
my what's that fucking show? Drake and
Hey,
Josh.
nobody.
Drake
yeah,
and
Drake
Josh.
and
I
Josh.
need Drake and Josh.
Drake
I
and
will max
Josh,
rarity
dude.
Drake and Josh, man.
Dude, you got the what is it? The Game Sphere climax. Yeah.
Look, I just want King of the Hill, and I just want Pocket Sand and Dale Gribble. That's all I want. All right.
Oh my
Give me
god.
that. I want Pocket Sand events that are counters, man. All right. But yeah, there's no other news we were gonna talk about this week? I almost forgot. Maybe I can pull
We always
up
have
my
to be
phone.
angry. Every stream, we have to say, "Wow, we're angry about this game for some reason."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not angry. I got the set on pre-order. I'm good.
I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter if you're buying the set. I myself could also buy the set. There is a problem fundamentally with what it does to the game and the integrity of it.
The
What-
integrity of my
dude.
anime waifu card game.
Weiss is a game. If can't beat them, join them. I'm convinced. Like, if a set's super good, you just gotta buy it. Like,
Well, I mean,
That's
okay,
just
as a
how the game
competitive
goes.
player, no matter what, you're gonna do that, right?
yeah,
It's at some level when you actually start caring about winning at these major events, you're gonna like bite the bullet and play a set that you hate. Like I've even played SAO and I hate SAO, and like I was
Well,
like
yeah.
the craziest win streaks I was on like when we played teams, right?
But there's a difference between but like you can still be upset at like something existing, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You can still hate it, but you're just gonna join them anyway. All right, the last thing I think I had on here really to talk about before we get into like crying, as we normally do on this podcast.
QQ.
Yeah, is the Weiss Schwarz
Being
Online
raised.
Championship being run in Japan. Their A block actually just finished. I think it's on YouTube. What channel?
Aston Familia, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, it's on his channel. You can find there. They have it on Twitch also.
I can link it
Yeah.
in the chat for you guys.
Go ahead
Give
and
me
do
one
that if you
second.
can. But their first block finished for their A block, and I mean, if you guys care about who won and stuff like that, I'm just gonna say the series that won in the order because it's first to fourth for this block. So if you care about it, you should probably mute it now or something. But first place was actually a Grisaya. I haven't watched these videos yet, so I'm gonna watch these match videos later. Maybe we'll talk about it next time or something, or we'll make a video on it. But Group A, first place was Grisaya. Second place was Bang Dream. Third was Aobuta, and then fourth was Konosuba. Seeing as Konosuba came in fourth, I think we need another upgrade set, right, for Konosuba guys?
Yeah, clearly.
It's absolute garbage set. Yeah, but I haven't watched these match videos yet or anything like that. So I mean, I'll check it out later, and like I said, we might do some video on it or something if we, muster up the ability to do it. But that was their A block. I think B block is going to be on May 17th, at 8 p.m. JP time. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, you can follow. As you said, Aston has it online. Yeah, so it's in chat there. Nico posted it, so you can follow them and you can watch it live or watch the VOD once it's finished. But yeah, I think it's still cool that they're pushing out these online events at least to keep the community alive. And so everyone in this event too is like expert players, I guess, is what they say. At least that's what the banner says on their thing. So every player in there is a good player, has won multiple events and other titles and stuff like that. So at least you know what the stuff that they're bringing, or at least the players there are going to be good. But yeah. Did any of you guys watch any of those videos yet, or just kind of?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah,
It's on my
okay.
to watch list though.
Yeah, same. I'm interested on
I'm
what.
curious to see that or not Disgaea, fucking Grisaya.
Yeah, Grisaya, right?
Grisaya.
It's like we kind
Yeah.
of like it came out. I was like really excited for it for a while, and then like as more spoilers came out, I was like, this set literally has almost nothing going for
It doesn't look like it's a bad deck though. It's just like it's not as impactful initially as like everything else.
I like that it has choices. It has a really good climax swapper. It has the ability to build them into a modular top end. One of the cards on its own is modular, the blue finisher.
Yeah. I think like we discussed this before, but it felt like a lot of everything it has feels good, but it builds to nothing, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if another set comes out or something, then I
I mean,
can
the
see set being really
Sachi's
good.
crazy. The Sachi's crazy when you look at that in a vacuum.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, this is better than Goblin Slayer, which is hard to do, right? But yeah, it does build to very
Is it though?
underwhelming top end.
I'm really hard pressed to say
Goblin Slayer
Sachi's
is.
better.
I don't know if it's better than Goblin Slayer, but
I mean the
Goblin
combo,
Slayer
right? Like
is-
I'm still really.
Yeah, I'm still hesitant
I'm
to say
still
it's
really
better, but
tempted.
like Goblin Slayer has too much flexibility, which is
Yeah.
what makes it so strong.
yeah,
That
true.
and like the event it grabs overall is of better quality.
Yeah, I mean cigarettes is worse
Yeah.
than either event, so
Sachi is a cute waifu though, so you do have that as a plus.
it's true.
True. I agree. Yeah, but I think if that's it for like any like real news going on or anything like that.
Yeah.
Let's complain.
Yeah, is that it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go
Screw it.
again.
Yeah, let's complain. Who wants to? Someone break in the topic for us. I'm tired of talking.
I'm concerned if, like, it's still kind of like a small concern, but I'm concerned the direction Bushiroad seems to want to take the game now, because it feels like we've had kind of like these dips into small, I would say, kind of like power creeps, whereas now I'm kind of reading Data Live and I'm just like, okay, this is just blatant power creep. So this is going to be like the first new set of maybe like a new, I don't want to say era because that sounds lame as fuck, but like, you know, a new kind of era. We might be like moving on from this stage to like something else.
Damn, we forgot to talk about Soccer Wars, but fuck it. We'll just talk about this, and we'll talk about Soccer Wars in the end.
Sure.
Because that'll be an easy, quick topic.
These profiles are insane compared to anything we've had before.
Yeah.
Well, so
Look at them; they're just straight better than what we've had.
So like,
I think we've talked about it between ourselves. Oh, I'm sorry, Kit. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So like, my biggest concern was like, so lately it feels like they're pushing in game into like a weird direction where like some sets have like absurd like we're gonna roll the die to see who dies, and now like some of these cards they've revealed for Date Alive was like
that Kurumi should not be a card.
Yeah,
the
like,
level 3 Kurumi should not be a card.
Even
that
like that's like these level 1 combos that like are uninteractive and like they're just straight up +2 basically. Like what was that choice level 1 combo or something?
It's 6/5 base on attack with a climax.
Yeah, and then you just top check
it also hits on events.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't hit on events, oh no, you're probably running 2+ing trigger climaxes anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they just revealed that there's a twin drive in the set, so it's like, oh no, you triggered a climax, you can just twin drive it out.
If you have 4 or more stock.
4 more clock.
Clock.
It's just so weird. Like, are we like slowly going the way of like, I hate to say Shadowverse because I'm playing it lately, but like Shadowverse has like infinite draw and shit like all the time, so your hand is just like literally you're playing the slot machine every turn. Like is like Weiss gonna go that way, and like a lot of like the current skill needed to play Weiss to be good at Weiss is just not gonna be like relevant anymore. That's my biggest
like they're
concern.
printing too many cards that do too many things, right? So like we talked with you about this, for example. So Saikano came out like still less than a year ago, right? The second set with that anti-standby event where it's like you target a monster, or not a monster, you target a card on your opponent's field. If it's level 1 or higher, they send it to the waiting room, put a level lower card in its place. So Data Live, they just have that as a straight event. That's the only thing that event does. Data Live had this event printed, except it also lets you mill 4 if you wanted to, if it's in a dead matchup where the standby isn't relevant. It also lets you salvage your finisher, specifically your finisher. So it doesn't let you salvage everything, but it lets you salvage your level 3 if you wanted to. And then it also has the anti-standby tech on there. So it's like, and then like, I guess we can also bring up Kurumi here.
Well, you got to rest a character for that event. You got to rest a character for that event, Nico. It's a big cost.
The worst thing about
Kurumi,
that
I think, is the biggest offender, is because it's like
Kurumi's just like,
it's a finisher. Yeah. Literally, just kill your opponent in the best situation here. It's like, oh, did they leave 1 card in deck? Yeah, just shuffle some cards back in. They're going to take the damage.
Yeah.
Like, are they too tightly compressed in stock swap the shit out of them? It's like, oh, none of the above? Yeah, just burn 3.
It's like how I always bitch about Konosuba, how you can't play around all of their things. And like they'll coin flip you in whatever way is best. on that turn, but they have to have multiple cards to do it. Data Live says, I just play this Kurumi, and when I attack, I choose. And in fact, I can choose on the second attack if I want to do something different. Like if things change.
So real talk, the Kurumi, if it was by itself, I think it'd be like, okay, power creep on one card, they can handle that. But when you have the level 1 combo that's plussing 2, like in a non-interactive way, and you're like, okay, that's getting a little absurd. And then you've also got like that. Look at that Neg Soul Wall. That Neg Soul Wall is just like so.
Oh,
like,
that thing's
a good example
Wait, there's a Neg
of like
Soul
how terrible their design are.
Okay, Kit, you haven't read the next Soul?
I haven't
okay.
read the.
So it's
The Yoshino's insane.
It's a 3-2 early play, 9-5 power, climax combo on a gold bar. You know, fucking, and what is it? Card opposite of this gets -2 soul. However, you also have this card doesn't lose soul from side attacking if you play the climax combo.
Oh,
And
it
also moves. It also stands.
Yeah,
to
standard swap. Yeah,
it gets better, Kit. Do you know how with like a normal Neg Soul Wall, it's like you play the climax and it has the field condition on attack, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just on play.
This one's just on climax play.
Oh my! What is going on?
Yeah, it's literally it's so horrendous. Like this set is so horrendously designed that it's like almost the same tier. I mean, I didn't play back then, but like this feels like the same thing that like Nisekoi did to the game, where it's like everything pre-Nisekoi suddenly was irrelevant, right? It's like if Day Live is the new standard for Weiss, every set you had before that is like pretty much just like why would you play it? Why your cards don't do 3 things? It's now Yu-Gi-Oh! Your card drop searches. I mean, that's already kind of bad. But I mean, like you just have like an Amelia combo
today where it's like, what is it? And that fucking Kurumi. It's like, 3 or less clock or whatever. Drop search. 4 more clock. Drop salvage. It's like just pick what's good for the situation, homie. Because you also have the support that really helps with that. So it's
they have a support that like you can add to or subtract to from your clock on your turn.
Yeah.
Which is that has some pretty nutty implications.
Also for compression, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be like, I'm 1-4. Now I'm 1-6.
This is
refresh.
the good meme, dude. You're 0-4. You clock yourself, and then you add 2 cards to the clock to get to level 1.
Yeah. They can never get level lock.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What do you mean? Level 1 turn 2 every game.
How does that card work when you have like 6 cards in clock and you add 2 cards to the clock? Like, does that
you're
or not? Because
supposedly it's the top part of your clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because you put the cards on the bottom, and then the whatever was on top of your clock gets pushed to the top still.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, that card has really nutty implications. That card is mechanically as a like new profile moving forward. I think that's the spookiest profile in general. Like true temporary clock manipulation only on your turn. It has huge implications for compression, like Dean said. That's the big one. Mm-hmm. And going back to the Yoshino like Neg Soul Wall, they also have this 3/3 event that just Neg Souls 1 twice in any lane.
3 times. 3
Or
times.
no, 3 times. The
Did
character
you think it was that bad?
Because it wouldn't. Why would this ever target? Why would Hexproof ever out this? And it also goes to memory. It's a level 3 event though, so you can't play it at level 2. You can't extend the game that hard. But that's a hell of a defensive event if this is like your top end. Like crazy.
So I know Lightbearer, I don't actually want to complain too much, but Lightbearer also mentioned watch Data Live get all these stupid power level cards, but end up looking like lacking half of their level 0 toolbox. I think that was my first initial implication of when Bushiroad announced these. I'm like, okay, so they're going to release these cards, but then like the level 0 and the utility is probably going to be somewhat lacking. But then today they released, for whatever reason, they released 2 brainstorms. So at least a tap 2 search and then a tap self search, because why not? Anyway, we have a brainstorm, we have a drop search, we have a drop salvager, so I think maybe, I guess they won't, I don't think they can give the set a Ricky, and that'd be too nutty. I guess we won't have a good Ricky. That's about it.
Don't worry, dude. They'll
get Ricky.
Yeah, they'll get the Sakura Wars Ricky. Mill 2 on play. If you hit a climax, send a card to stock. It's a free Ricky.
There are plenty of double rares left in this set. We'll get a Ricky for Spirit, easy. even if it's just a waiting room Ricky on like an uncommon, they print those. That'll be a thing. Big thing, I don't know.
The set could still kind of, I don't want to say too contained, but the set could be somewhat contained if we like kept away some of those really, really strong profiles from it.
I don't think so. I think that it's already past the point of redemption.
Well, the level 3 Karumi...
They do have an Arisu in their trial deck. I can't believe Arisu's now a trial deck card. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, at least it comes in SP. Like, get whatever you want. Like, I don't know. Cowgirl Promo is a trial deck card. Crazy.
It could be interesting if the like you said, the Kurumi, that seems pretty powerful. It's on standby, right?
Yeah, standby.
Like what if it's on a standby combo, but there's actually no good standby targets? That would be kind of interesting.
That's
do they have a climax? Wait, do they have a climax swapper? Because then this
they do.
All right, becomes irrelevant.
They got a climax swapper. They got a free runner that's also a twin. Like that's like it's like it lost no power, right? If this thing was 1500 power and it had like 2 different modes depending on clock, you'd be like, okay, they're trying to keep the game like balanced. But it's like no, free runner supposed to be 2K power, twin drive supposed to be 2K power. It has both, still 2K power. You're like what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they do either.
I don't know. Dude,
they revealed a bunch of random profiles because, like, the Climax Swapper also, this isn't, like, super relevant anymore. I don't think, anyway, too much in the metagame. But, like, the Climax Swapper has, like, a come into play, show your opponent your hand, and if you have a Climax, you neg 500 power to their front row, which can kill shit like Kaban or whatever. If it's probably not going to be relevant anymore, but, you know, it's still an additional effect to the Climax Swapper.
Yeah. It's a really cool effect, too, because if you play your Climax Swapper, chances are you have a Climax in hand.
You're right.
The Yoshino Alarm, the free fresh on Alarm, pay 1, ditch a card, free fresh, you clock this card. That's really strong.
Oh, yeah, the free fresh that's just like, it's the cheapest free fresh we've ever printed, pretty much.
Clock it. It's not cheaper than the Konosuba one, but...
you have to pay one ditch one.
Pay one ditch one is like the best way. I don't want to pay 2 stock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Konosuba ones just ditch a specific card because that's such a cost.
Oh, this refresh card too is like it's not specifically a character card. It's like literally anything, so you can ditch a climax or free fresh. All right.
Yeah, you could ditch a CX.
Just ditch a card.
The fact that it's on Alarm, that's really strong.
I'm curious to see how that actually works out.
I am going to err on the side of it being very strong, but...
I'm actually going to look it up and reread the effects.
It could be. I'm looking at it right now. It's auto alarm at the start of your main phase. If this is on the top of your clock, you may pay 1, ditch 1. If you do, return all cards in your waiting room to your deck, shuffle your deck.
Okay, that's more on the stronger side. All right.
Yeah. I think it's a very strong profile to be on alarm. Because alarm is like inherently like this is just free value for this effect. So I don't know. It is just a 2/1/8K outside of that, but that's a fieldable card. So somewhat.
I don't think you're ever fielding it, but
I mean you could.
So I think maybe the card is kind of, I don't want to say super awkward in that sense, but like how do I phrase this? Once you can, it doesn't feel like the deck wants to clock already, just because I feel like the choice is probably going to be your go-to climax, and then you're going to be like flooded with hand. So it's going to feel bad to clock. So you're probably going to play 1, but like you're not ever going to be wanting to be like, you're going to use it more to fix your deck state than to get that quote unquote free fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is this what? This is a 3/3 event that just gives -1 soul to all 3 characters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Also, I like
it's also bondable. You have a event tutor in the deck.
Oh, nice.
It's good. So they
tutor in
I'm
general.
Reading the cards right now. I like this 1/1 card where it's just like it's fucking just like Professor Oak or whatever. Just 1/1, like ditch your hand and then draw a new hand +1.
Yeah, that's very funny.
You just redraw your entire
omnipotent
hand.
Kaiser.
Yeah. Like, what is going on?
So even then, I'm concerned where they're taking the game, because they're also, well, I don't think the level 1 Toka is going to be the way to go initially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the fact that they're printing these climaxes now, that it's just like you don't even have to like fully interact with your opponent if you don't want to. Because before, like for example, like the Shimikazes and stuff, you needed a reverse. Now you can just field this in an open lane and you can get your plus.
Well, isn't the idea that you are interacting with your opponent? Because if they get to level 1 first and wall up, and you can't do anything.
Are they going to wall up in every single lane though?
Maybe Milky Holmes will have its day, Nico.
Listen, dude. As much as I would like Milky Holmes to come back and have its day, unless you have a nut hand in Milky Holmes, that shit ain't happening.
I think you just don't sound like a true Milky fan.
All right, dude. All right, dude.
These random call outs, all right? Oh, man. Just looking over this set, it's like a lot of these.
It's already looking a little bonkers.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, like I said, where they're going to go from here. Are we going to, is this going to be, a one-off type of set, I guess? And then we're going to maybe, scale back down again? Or is this going to be the floodgate to all the crazy bullshit?
I wonder if, whoever made this set is, new and, they just, went really ham. Because this looks really...
It almost feels like it. It almost feels like they played Shadowverse and Yu-Gi-Oh! Before coming to fucking
Hell yeah!
Let's look at it from the other way, right? Data Live is an extremely popular property. And correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't this property recently freed from another card game?
It was freed from another Bushiroad-owned card game, a while ago. Was it Victory Squad?
Yeah.
VS?
Maybe.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago or something by now, right? So.
Yeah, it's I feel like the fact that it's now in Weiss, I feel like they're incentivized, monetarily, financially, to push it.
Are they though? Because a lot of the times for popular sets, they're not really concerned about giving them initially great effects.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you look at JoJo, where they're
look at JoJo's
pretty popular.
Yeah, and then you have fucking Golden Wind.
I watched Sal 10th happen in real life. I watched that insanity happen. That morning was crazy. And I assume it's similar for any big Weiss release, but I don't know. I feel like the sales on that set had to be crazy, and they realized they can just push these popular sets like this and make a lot of quick money.
They would have known that before, but it's all about the integrity of the game, right?
I doubt it. I doubt Bushiroad's ever thought about the integrity of anything. But I don't know. I don't know if that's apt to this discussion, but when I read these cards, I feel like it's Data Live is in Weiss now. Let's push the shit out of it. Let's make our money.
Yeah.
That's what I see when I read every card. It's what pops back up in my head. It's just they really want to make money off this set. They really want it. Especially because, Nico, you mentioned this. All this art's from the first season.
We're going to have a season 2 and season 3. I need my twins. Where's my fucking twins, Bushi?
My Judgment movie booster pack.
Shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. That was the biggest waste of time I've ever fucking sat through.
It's all either promotional art or art from the first season, right?
What were you upset about, Nico?
Mayuri's
Judgment. The Data Live movie, Mayuri's Judgment, is one of the biggest wastes of time of all time. At the very least, to compare...
Was it worse than Disguise Set Review?
Shit.
Watch Disguise Set Review later. Put that on your...
So I was with friends and I was drunk when I was watching Mayuri Judgment, so at the very least it was a little fine, because stupid shit was happening. Disguise Set Review is just...
Yeah, he didn't have any friends with him then.
It was a little different. Two different things.
Yeah, Mayuri Judgment was pretty ass. I'm not gonna lie about that. I spent $20
Season 3 was
to see
pretty
that,
good though.
dude. Fuck. Oh man. I never actually watched season 3. Now that I think about it. After Mayuri's Judgment, I was so disappointed. I never wanted to come back to this property
Dude, you
again.
should. There's a girl with a witch hat.
Ooh.
Yeah, there is a girl with a witch hat.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, I don't know. I got the set on pre-order. I can't wait to play it at locals. It will be the real OPJP deck. So that complaint will be real. But yeah, it is crazy. It is I do think it's a bad direction of the game. They're just removing all interaction. Which I think you could argue every card game trends towards the older it gets.
Yeah.
You start making cards more powerful. You interact less with your opponent.
Which is It's supposed to be phase. It's not supposed to be like this blatant.
Yeah,
That's the
this is very blatant, right? I mean, hey, at least it's not like Konosuba where it's like a second or third set, right? At least this is fairly sandboxed.
Yeah.
Basically, you could completely ignore Fujimi. There are very few cards that you'd quote unquote need.
You don't even need the free runner technically because
Yeah.
like, they literally just printed a free runner in the
They
set.
just printed a free runner, and it's better unless you need to somehow fix for blue. I'm sure there will be a more apt plusing blue 0 in the set based on the profiles that we've seen so far.
Like Miku, the 1/1 might be a buy.
Well,
the 2/0 event is also a little spicy, so you might buy that.
Those are all uncommons and commons, though. Like, that's all super cheap stuff. So you don't even need the Fujimi stuff. So it's very sandboxed, right? It's a new set. You can just buy this, and you can be okay. So at least there's that, right? It's a decent entry point. If you just get a playset of this, you'll be good to go for a hell of a long time, provided it doesn't get banned.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I remember reading the Fujimi cards for Data Live, and I don't remember them even being that good.
Yo, one like rips all the traits off your opponent's board. That seems
yeah. The 2/0 counter is like that one's pretty spicy.
Yeah, counter.
You just choose a trait on your opponent's board and they lose it.
Yeah, and it doesn't target a character, so it doesn't even matter if one of your characters has hexproof. You like target a trait. You target a trait on their board, so it doesn't matter.
How relevant is that though? Like, what does that hit exactly?
Depends on the matchup. It's very matchup.
It's really weird because Konosuba has a card like that, but you have to pay 2 when you use the counter, but it removes traits from your deck, so people can't like search for cards and stuff like that.
Yeah. The problem is, like, I'd have to actually, like, go back and look at the wording for a lot of these sets because, like, the initial, like, I'm just like, okay, if I'm playing the game, my card does this. Whereas now I might be like, shit, if I lose my trait, my card doesn't do this anymore. Yeah. So you actually are,
a lot of cards are
I
like
would
that.
need to actually, like, go back and see, like, what is actually impacted here.
You only thought your card did something.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think them trending towards modularity is a bad smell.
Yeah.
Because Weiss cards doing more than one thing is a very scary precedent. Because like Weiss is a game where you run just like we talk about it all the time, right? Like, so one of the big reasons Shisato or Futaba is such a good plussing level 0 profile, right? Is that it's a big beater at level 0 that also has value later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like cards like that are super valuable, and now you're just like blatantly printing modularity on cards, where you don't even have to get like tricky or smart about how you use effects later in the game. It's just printed on the card, which is a very spooky precedent to set for card design going forward.
Yeah, like the biggest gripe always with me is like these non-interactable cards and effects that you can't like play around. Like we said earlier, it just feels so bad. As like,
yeah,
like so many of them in like the same set too, just feels like shit. Like,
yeah, and it's like different than like, cause like I have that million live list, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it like it sacrifices a lot, like as far as like deck building goes, to do what it does. You have to play a lot of like really weird like ratios on cards, and you have to like sacrifice. Sometimes you can't attack at level 1, which is pretty cool because like you're like busy like hand sculpting, and there's like a skill barrier to getting like multiple top ends in the same deck. Well, it's like with that, it's like there's like no actual barrier, right? Like your deck just plays itself and has always the right answer. I don't know. I think it's just like a trend of like actual game design in general, where people want to make things more inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So they dumb down effects for everyone.
It's so weird. Like even like in that line of thought, like they've put cards on the ban list or the restriction list based on it having too much utility, and now like we're getting like these event cards and other cards that just like have like 5 effects stapled to it for whatever reason, and like, you know, like this is the perfect card for any situation. It's like the Swiss Army knife of like events or whatever.
The Kurumi finisher and the event are the most blatant examples of that.
Yeah.
Because the event just says I do 3 completely different things
depending on matchup.
Yeah, each of which in specific matchups might just win you the game, like game-winning interactions, like removing the 2/2 that your opponent's standby board extended to put out. Like, oh, they're just shit out of luck now. And you kill their 0 that they put out. Sure. Like, or I don't know, the Kurumi finisher is just crazy. You just get to look at the deck state and react accordingly. Which is crazy. Like, again, at least Konosuba needs to have multiple cards and a ton of stock to do it. That Kurumi has no stock overhead. That Kurumi, that's the big thing. You play it, you play the standby, and you choose the effect. You don't need any additional stock overhead.
You choose the effect on attack.
Yeah, you choose the effect on attack, and it's just hand in a deck where you can run a card that on attack pluses 2.
No, the only thing that costs hand is
burn.
The only thing that costs hand is the burn, yeah.
Otherwise, they're free.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because Grisaya, the set that they just printed, has a modular burn or stock swap, but you have to pay 1. Kurumi, you don't got to pay shit.
Yeah.
And you get a third effect.
You get better numbers. You get better numbers on compressed decks. So, like, you can burn a bazillion, so it's good against people who aren't compressed or aren't compressing. So it's good against people who are worse, and then it's also good against people who are good, because it outs all the exact situations that you'd want it to. Where it's like my opponent couldn't get through their deck, or my opponent almost got through their deck, or my opponent got through their deck and they're really compressed. It answers all 3 situations on 1 card, and you can choose which one on attack. It's super crazy.
It's on standby though, so it doesn't push damage, so we're fine.
Yeah, it doesn't push damage. Makes your numbers better. Makes your numbers so good.
Oh, I'm looking at these TD cards too. They have a 1/1 event that's straight up top check 3, add a card to hand, discard the rest.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the TD, like, I think right now the only thing they showed is Arisu. That's really good.
Pretty good.
What is this one? Ditch 2 on attack. 2 or more, you can get costs. Oh, so you can bottom deck one of your back row characters? Opponent's back row characters? Alright. That's a kind of a weird effect, but alright. Yeah, I don't know. This set just seems so wild. I don't even know, like, how to
very
describe
pushed.
it. Yeah. Hope we're not put into.
Oh, did you see this general climax trigger support?
No.
This is pretty crazy.
No, what is it?
It's a global 500 that's just when your trigger check reveals a climax, you can ditch a climax. If you do, look at 2 cards, add 1, ditch the rest. So, like, it's like
really good with Bar.
Yeah, 1 card out to being flooded. I mean, it's good with a lot of different climax splits. It's like a more generalized.
There was another set that had something similar to that though. That was just like, oh, I think it. Oh no, never mind. It was Railgun. It was you had to specifically ditch a gate or something, and then you could do it.
Yeah, they're all like. That's the thing. The fact that this is generalized ditch a climax, right? Mm-hmm. The rest of these that we've seen are always trigger a specific climax. This is just trigger a climax, like lessen the burden of triggering a climax depending on your climax split. So like if you're running pants or bars or like things that are like people would generally say are prone to flooding, you have a card that answers both triggers instead of having something like the Kirito pants support that only helps you if you trigger pants and stuff like that, or the Sakura bar support that only helps you when you trigger bar. You just have a generalized decent effect.
Wait, the thing was generic?
Climax. Yeah, it's just trigger a climax.
Holy God. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice set.
Yeah. Yeah, just trigger a climax. Dude, I don't know. With a set like this coming out, I'm never listening to anybody's criticism about custom sets ever again. I read this stuff and I'm just like, these are just custom cards. These are custom cards. It's like reading someone's wet dream set for their favorite fucking anime. Like reading
pretty
this.
much, yeah.
I compare it to the old playground brawls or whatever you fucking used to have, right? Where kids like, I have the power of infinity +1, and I also can't be hurt by anybody. It's like I read the Kurumi, and that's what I'm actually feeling. It's like, I have the power to be the power. Yeah.
Best life for the executive producer.
That's pretty much what's going on.
Oh my god.
So I'm hoping the set doesn't break the game, but like just looking at
It
it
is.
initially, and the fact that like I was like, okay, because I think Wibbs actually mentioned it in the Discord, and I remember reading. He's like, okay, they're baiting you guys with these initial really good card reveals, but then the rest of them aren't going to be as good. And then we see this next wave, and I'm just like, wait a
Where
minute,
this is like rares, uncommons, and commons.
these cards are
like-
actually still really good. What's going on?
Literally one double rare released in this entire round of reveals, and it was the Brainstorm.
Yeah.
The rest were all rares, uncommons, commons. Like, the only double rare is the tap self-search Brainstorm.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they also have a costless stock bomb or whatever for early plays now. If it comes into play on a full field,
Yeah,
it's not even a chance. It's just costless because
it's just costless. Yeah. Answer early plays for free, dude. Early plays are bad.
So yeah, I agree with you. It does feel like this. This is some. It almost feels like they gave it to the guy who's like, dude, we heard Data Live was your favorite fucking anime. Dude, have a good time.
Get in there, dude.
This is all you.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever I went full FOMO mode when these releases dropped. Like, Kit was like, I might be able to get it or something like that, and I was like, I can't wait. If Kit doesn't respond to me in the next 10 minutes, I'm ordering from somewhere else. Like, I need to get this stuff right now. Like, I don't think I've ever freaked out faster.
Holy shit! I just seen this meme, dude. There's 2 secret rares in the set too.
Yeah. Oh, if anybody pulls that Kurumi secret and they don't want it, hit me up. I will buy it from you. Big fan. She has a gun. She has the cringy anime heterochromia. Big fan.
I agree.
Yeah. She ticks the boxes. If you pull that and you don't want it, hit me up. Discord, Facebook. I'll buy it.
Yeah. Holy crap! I don't know, dude. I don't know how this set doesn't like.
I feel like
screw the meta.
this set is probably gonna. Well, we have to obviously see the results, but like they have. I think the only like real checkbox they don't have, as far as I'm seeing at the moment, is like a Fumio. And
Don't worry, that's a Sunday release of.
What else? Is that it? From having a good set, it's like they don't have a Fumio and they don't have maybe decent standby targets? Question mark.
Okay, every set gets the same standby targets. Some 2/2 10/5 with like hand on court, pay one on.
Not true.
Like,
look at Angel Beats. Angel Beats did not. Well, not Angel Beats. Fucking Key Anniversary did not get those good profiles.
Okay, Key Anniversary was trying to keep every old set like crippled. Okay, that was their only goal was to get people to buy like support for their shitty Angel Beats deck, so they can have like one competent card in the
Angel Beats deck. I care about Charlotte.
Yeah,
Please,
so
sir.
Charlotte is getting good profile constantly.
I don't want to acknowledge that set as existing, so
well, get used to it.
I'm gonna bring it to locals if we ever have a locals again.
it's pretty cool. I'll move to Konosuba and just remove your cards from memory.
Yeah, there you go.
The day I see you on Konosuba, Dean, is the day I know you just hate this game.
Team's giving up.
Yeah,
You think I'm not going to buy Konosuba? I'm going to be buying Konosuba in English
Yeah, what
because
else do you play?
it's so much stronger than like everything else that we're going to have that I'm willing to buy. At least Konosuba was like a 4 out of 10. So
English Konosuba.
That was like
we
a
always
Konosuba
Konosuba.
wasn't that bad.
We're bringing it back in. Got to include it on every cast.
No.
It's so much stronger than everything else. I think,
Except for Day Live. Once Day Live comes out,
if Data Live gets announced, but like it comes to a point where you're almost doing yourself a disservice to not play Konosuba if you're going to a regional. Like, why wouldn't you play this deck if there wasn't like a financial barrier to it or something like that, or an access barrier to it in some way or form, whether it's financial or you can't get the cards or something like that.
Bang Dream, which one's better? Is it Bang Dream?
Bang Dream Volume 2, Konosuba after Crimson comes out. And then, like, I don't know. What even from there? Like, against the rest of the quote-unquote meta? Like, I don't even want to think. I don't even think Memory Snow's, like, valid at that point.
Memory Snow is, like, just a nice meta deck. Like, anti-meta deck. right?
And
Like it's something I've wanted for a while. It's a nice like little.
I'm actually passing on it for English because I don't think I'd bring it because I have so much Bang Dream stuff. I'd always opt to bring Bang Dream over that deck.
I own Bang Dream, but I don't know if I would. I don't like playing Bang Dream in regionals.
I agree with you up to this point. I think now I'd love
the Ricky's enough.
Regional.
Yeah, you're right. I have to win with Bang Dream.
Yeah. Well, not even that. I think that the Ricky is enough to push it over. That and the tie. The tie being so much stronger than everything else. And then the finisher is just like, oh, this is just better Yukina. Like, in almost every way. And it gives you more modularity. It lets you play standby. It has better numbers. But yeah, I mean, that's beside the point. I went off on an English tangent. I hate Konosuba. I'm going to play Konosuba. Yeah. The duality of man. I hate Konosuba. I'm playing Konosuba. But, yeah. I don't know. Data Live is ridiculous. Glad I bought it. Get in there now. Show Bushiroad that that's what we want. We want more
busted
shit.
sets.
More busted sets. Buy in.
Can't wait to be drawing 7 cards.
I can't wait to see the Adventure Time reveals where they're where they probably were like, okay, let's make this a somewhat okay set, and we're gonna get like Adventure Time and Data Live reveals, and we're gonna be so disappointed when it comes to Adventure Time because they're gonna be like, just
wow, Adventure Time looked like it was made in 2019. What a shit set. Actually unplayable.
Oh man, don't worry, dude. They'll print Nom in Adventure Time. It'll be fine.
How do you even print Nom?
I don't know.
Dude, discard your hand. Everything in your hand is now a level 0/0 cost.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it was. Sounds pretty hype.
Let's go.
I'm down.
So it'll be like a 2-1 event. And you'll be like, damn, I drew only level 0s. But they'll have a card that lets you put cards on top of your deck. So you can combo. And you go, wow, I drew 3 of my finisher. That's pretty cool.
All right, dude.
I think when we finally get to cost manipulation, like true cost manipulation, which we do have cards in Weiss that reduce costs of cards in your hand by 1 and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not good. The second that becomes good, I think we go down like it's a slope we can never recover from. It's like almost 90-degree down.
Modular? I think modularity might be even worse.
I think they're almost equivalently as bad. Modularity is not as bad as cost manipulation. I think cost manipulation is the death toll for the
cost
game.
Manipulation has been a staple of the game I've played for a long time.
Wait, what game?
Shadowverse.
Oh, Shadowverse. Damn it.
Shadowverse.
Also, Yu-Gi-Oh had cost down in the beginning. I don't know. It depends like how good the cost manipulation is, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like we have cost manipulation in Weiss. Like there are cards that do that. They just aren't good. They aren't playable.
Well, I even think stock charging is quote unquote cost manipulation to a degree.
Cost manipulation.
So like the only ones that I can think of right now that are quote unquote playable would be like Toilet. What's her face? Kanan, although that's not really super playable in Bang Dream, and then
Persona 4 had
one of the magical girls in Magia record that actually is somewhat playable because it has a scry effect.
Raccoon.
Or stock charging before it like either negs hand or like you have to blind it, which like there's cost associated with that. I'm talking like straight up. It's like this card is on
cost.
Card is on the field. All of your X trait have a -1 cost. Like
the only way it's good is if it's
going down.
I just want, if they ever do that, I want them to make it like Portal Craft, where when you play down as like a level 0, you stock charge. Like if it gives -1 cost to all of your cards, I want it to be like you play down a card and you have to blind stock if it costs 0.
Oh god.
And then you get like profiles like the if like the Saya Summer would be like pay 1, blind stock 2. That'd be pretty hype.
So let's not do that.
Dude, you could make this game really good really fast. They should hire us.
Oh god. Just break everything on day 1. Oh man. All right, I think we kind of beat this to death now.
Yeah.
I think we all understand. It's kind of spooked about how the game might head towards after.
I'm very
Data
curious
Live.
to see the direction they're going to take this after Data Live.
Well, the
Man,
problem is,
hold on, just think of the implications of this. If Data Live is a push set and it's going to be this bad, imagine what the fuck is going to happen when Quince drops in Weiss. What if they give Quince to the one guy who's like, Quince is my fucking favorite manga and anime? That set might be just completely bonkers.
Quince will be all Exodia combos, right?
I don't want to buy Quince. Jesus Christ.
I will not touch Quince. I actually will probably not even read Quince spoilers. I'll do my best to ignore that it exists.
I just want my only thing for Quince. I read the whole manga, read it all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Did not particularly enjoy it. I think it's a pretty boring harem series. There are much better harem series airing at the exact same time or serializing at the exact same time that you could have read Bokuben. But I hope that Nino sucks. I hope that her cards are garbage so that I can buy a Nino wife deck. She's the only good character.
Was she the one with the ribbons? I don't know these characters.
Yeah, the ribbons.
Yeah, she was the only one that had good fan art, but the entire thing sucks.
Really good fan art. But yeah, I think Nico's right. Quince is a set to look at post Data Live if we're going to continue on this trend. Because if there's any set that'll be pushed based on popularity of the franchise and current like pop culture, definitely Quince.
Did Fate Grand Order already drop?
No,
it didn't. Okay,
I
remember a lot of the cards already being like spoiled and released.
Yeah,
that might be
the only real crazy one's the Gil. The Gil looks pretty
good.
Has pretty nuts effect.
Mm.
What's that comes after Data Live? Do we know yet, or I guess it depends.
Let me check Connor's breakdown thing that he keeps on global.
Because I guess depending on how the set after Data Live releases, like we'll kind of know direction the game's gonna end up. I forget how they do the set designs too. Do they have separate?
Is it the
teams?
ReZero movie extra booster, or is that something else entirely?
Yeah, ReZero extra booster is after Data Live. After that, it is Magia Record, or not Magia Records. It's Madoka Side Story Magia Record.
Yeah.
Well, you acted
then Quince, then Circus. We get Porn. Assault Lily has been completely removed from the previews here as date TBA. That's
because the TD dropped already, and I don't think they ever had a full announcement for when the full set releases.
Yeah, the TD
Godzilla, where it's I think the TD dropped, and then the full set
got 3 months later.
3 or 4 months down the line.
Yeah, I have the trial decks on pre-order. Ami hasn't contacted me yet. I'm expecting an email over tonight.
Aren't they already out?
They're out as of today, literally today, May 15th. I'm gonna check my Ami right now. Got to cash in those points, bro. been stocking them up for ages.
Well, you were saying seeing where it will go, but the problem is there's Vice tends to be very light with their ban lists. So if you looked at Data Live, if you looked at Data Live and you just saw it as just that level, the 3/2 that has 3 different effects, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that seems like a pretty good thing that's sticking out. Get hit by a ban list, but when it's every single thing they've done so far is a new generation of Vice or a new era, a new level of power creep. Mm-hmm. It's not something you can fix, or that they're willing to fix with their current structure. So, their only solution they have in the future is we will continue to get non-interactive +2s. We will continue to get modular finishers, or Day Live will need God knows how many ban lists to hit multiple level 1 combos, level 3s. If they have multiple level 3s on the ban list, what is their out?
Well, I mean, it's definitely too early to say if there's even going to be any bans to the set. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, it just depends what like the final product looks like when the set starts getting experimented by like all the top players and stuff like that. Because once that happens, and like so many people start copying the deck list, and that's when like they start seeing the numbers and make bans based on what lists are going around that are super.
Yeah, but I'm
popular.
saying like you can't what like as many cards as they've printed that are better than cards that already exist.
Mhm.
I feel like it's like you can't go back from that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So
like if this set is like a unique set in the sense that like this set is the one that sticks out of all the sets like around it, being like absurdly power crept. Like obviously they'll just ban it to oblivion, right?
They might just give it like the Nisekoi treatment, or fuck, man. Even like look at what happened to Fate. Everybody was playing Fate, and then they literally were like, "All right, guys, we're literally gutting like 4 cards out of your deck
Yeah,
now."
like knife goes in, guts come out. That's
Yeah.
yeah, but that was I don't know. Fate was pretty problematic, right?
Yeah,
It's just-
I mean,
but that was like building upon years of like random cards
Yeah.
being printed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That wasn't like one
All
set.
that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we definitely beat the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the one other thing we're going to talk about tonight, I mean, we just touched up on it a little. I'm sure no one's looked into it at all. But Sakura Wars released today. Assault Lily
Oh,
trial
no.
deck came out as well, which is like whatever. It's a trial deck, so like doesn't
And
really.
apparently the trial deck is like pretty strong for a trial deck, but it's still a trial deck.
This is gonna be better than like the Bang Dream trial deck. I remember Bang Dream trial deck was. Like,
I'm
one of the
actually
strongest.
trying to read through some of the cards right now. It's already you got a clock bonder in there. That's pretty hype.
Nice.
Cool little apples combo.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like there's enough there to really say where the set's going. But yeah, so Soccer Wars dropped. Did any of you guys look out of it? I assume no.
I have not, no.
Yeah, I assume Dean. What is it?
I don't look at sets I don't care about.
True. You haven't looked at it, right, Carmen?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So
Here I am buying Lost Decade.
I thought you were the one that was most excited about this kit because you were the one who's like, man, I'm gonna play Soccer Wars the game. It's gonna be so hype.
Hell yeah, dude! Which I still need to finish. I've been so busy lately. But yeah, so my case is in or whatever. I'm still like going through it. But now that we have the full set review, I mean, the set looks pretty solid. I just don't know like how the deck is actually gonna look like in the end. I kind of feel like the standby 3/2 that I was talking about earlier might be a powerful card. I'm not sure. It's like a 3/2 Hatsuho level 3. It's like a draw 2, ditch 1 on play, climax combo with standby. It's like on attack. You can pay 2 if you have it and the climax and the 2/1 support out. You can do the climax combo and it gives all your characters the effect of when the battle opponent gets reversed, reveal the top card of your deck if it's level 1 or higher, add it to your hand, and then deal 1 damage to your opponent. I thought that combo was like kind of interesting. But I mean, outside of that, like early on, they revealed the level 3 Sakura, which seemed really powerful. That combos with Gate. There's a lot of like really cool stuff going on with the set. Like, has some unique like dual combos. I guess I'm not really sure how to like say it, but I mean like because they all interact with the 2/1 support with Kamiyama. To do like their special like in the game they have the dual attack where him and the girl do like their special attack together. So there's some interesting combos, and since the set has climax swapper, it seems like you can kind of like meme it up a bit and play like multiple climax combos in your deck, which would be kind of cool. The only really big card that I think stood out was there's an uncommon in the set. It's a 2/1 event where you get to top check your opponent's deck and then put them back in any order and discard any cards you want, and then you do the same to your deck. It's basically a 2/1 Mocha event, which is kind of interesting. So you can set up weird lethals, I guess, that way. But outside of
But
that,
do you run it in the deck?
I think you do if you play red. It seems pretty good, especially if you're it depends on like I guess it depends on what level 3s you're playing. It might be really good with the Sakura level 3 because the Sakura level 3 burns on climax placement, right? So you play the event beforehand and you know what damage is going to go through, so you can just either burn 3 or burn 1 or whatever you want to do like that, right? But yeah, I mean, the set's still like early out. I'm not sure like what direction the set's gonna go, but it seems it has like a lot of really solid tools. I think the biggest issue like it might have is issues with building up any actual stock as far as resources go. Because it has the 1-0 combo that is in Review Starlight with the wind trigger, except it doesn't have like the good startup ability I think we talked about before. And this set has like the really good Ricky where it's mill 2 on play, and if you hit a climax, you can stock charge 1 from waiting room. So basically, like makes your deck speed faster as well as like pluses you a card, and then like makes your Ricky like cost nothing if you do end up hitting a climax. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where this set's gonna end up. It just seems like it has like a lot of really solid tools. Like yeah, it even has an early play that is a stock swapper as well, I believe, that also heals. So I mean, I think there's something there to be had, but I'm not sure what yet exactly. At least what the final deck's gonna look like. It just might end up being Blue Gate and fucking Door or whatever with the Sakura level 3 in game. Yeah, but I'm interested to see what Japan does with it and what other players do with it. Does with the set. So yeah, I think that is mostly it, right? There's no other news, right? We need to talk about.
No.
I don't believe so, no.
Lost Decade had its trial deck come out.
Is this trial deck out?
Lost Decades already had as its trial deck?
Oh yeah,
Really?
it came out today as well.
I may
Holy
have just
crap.
ordered some.
Ooh.
I'm really good with money, guys.
Yo, the Lost Decade had a girl with a witch hat. I was almost tempted.
Lost Decade is going to be Noble Knights, so I have to rep that at my locals because there's nowhere else I'm allowed to play it. But that's fine.
Wait, did Heart of the Cards say that it's banned? I
Yep.
keep asking.
Shout out to Heart of the Cards.
That's so weird.
Not legal in English, baby.
Yo, they got some cool power crept card. They got the level 0, right? Because like level 0 profiles before it was like 2 other characters. They're just 35s and it kind of sucked. Now it's a 4K. I like it. It's a small thing. See, I think that's fine power creep. You choose like profiles that aren't played, which technically Top Check Ad wasn't played before. Now it will be. And you buff them. But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like some of the spoilers too for Lost Decade seem really solid. I think if there's gonna be power creep in the game, I hate to get back on this topic. Like Lost Decade's the way to do it because like it's so experimental. Like we're doing so many different things in that set that wasn't done before at all. So like that's a good way to like start experimenting and like quote unquote breaking the game, I guess, with like new effects and stuff. But
like you use like new avenues, right? Like not like you know, it's good infinite.
Yeah, let's not just be like, just do this effect twice when we've only done it once.
Yeah, Lost Decade 1045 during your turn, 500 for every other climax combo on attack. Top check if it's an adventure or this one event. But what if it was any event and twice?
On a good trigger.
Yeah, on a good trigger.
Oh man, this other level 3 that they spoiled it recently too looks pretty good. Wait, is this on a? Oh, it's on standby. That's not too bad. Wait, did they spoil this before? It's like heals on play, standby combo, pay 2, ditch 1 on attack. If you have the standby, you can pay cost until your opponent's turn. Do at your
you get to choose either
burn
one.
3 or,
Yeah.
Okay, burn 1 twice.
Burn 3 or burn 1 twice. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. They spoiled that before, right? I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, that was one of the first reveals.
I'm just reading.
They also printed like the worst card ever in this set. It was like a 2/2/5/5 with Hand Encore that when it died to a level 3, it killed a level 3. It was like one of the worst cards I've ever seen. I was like just horrified by this card. It's cool standby target though.
Decade isn't playable in the States. That's dumb.
Oh, they even have like some level 0 supports for standby stuff because it's like a 500 in front, but then when the character goes to waiting room, you can sack it to bring it back rested. Yeah. There's again like the common profile, not bad. Yeah, man, Lost Decade seems like such a cool set. Like I almost want to buy into it just because of like how unique it seems compared to like every other Weiss set there is out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope
It
like
does look unique.
yeah, I hope like this experimentation like actually like I guess develops into something more for other sets where they're willing to make more risk and make more like weird plays or whatever. Or not plays, but like
Like we
effects.
said, I'd rather them experiment with shit like that than just straight up print power creep shit. Because at the very least, they're trying something new. They're trying to expand the game in a different direction, add newer mechanics to the game, like Dean said, like the Noble Knight shit, or like you
To
have
be fair,
quote
clock
unquote equip
manipulation
events
is
and all
new.
that.
Clock manipulation is new. Clock modularity is also new. I don't really count the Kurumi from Fujimi as a real card. But yeah, I think that's their idea. That clock modulation is like the new thing they're going for. But in reality, it just gives cards 2 effects. Like
Three effects.
Three effects.
Oh yeah,
I
the
was
one.
talking
Did
more
you
like
even touch the 1-0 event?
Yeah, no, we
We
talked
never-
about it.
We talked about it.
about
How it basically is like a event that's like supposed to be a tech card, but we stapled for like
Yeah.
3 effects on it or whatever that are like all
Yeah.
good at any point in the game. So you're like, what the fuck? But yeah. I mean, yeah. There's only so much we can complain about Data Live, and it's not even out yet.
Yeah, it's not even out
Yeah.
yet. We've only had like 2 or 3 rounds of reveals, which is the crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess that if that is it, guys, we have no other topics to bring up. I mean, we'll take some questions from chat and Discord. I am going to be right back, so if you're going to, one of you guys wants to take the questions really quick, I'll be back. In like
Wow!
1 minute.
Don't worry, I got you.
Oh boy, here we
I
go.
need
Somebody else read. I'm trying to find one. I don't see any questions.
Okay, here we go. I'll start off, I guess. We have one from Socks on the Discord. What is the lowest level clock number you guys have ever killed someone from? I have never killed somebody from like too low of a clock number. I think mine was like maybe 2-4, 2-5, and I sacked with like a Yukina or something. But I have died from 2-0 before. To vanilla swings. To vanilla swings, by the way. It wasn't even to a finisher. It was just somebody slammed down 3-2 soul beaters and played a +2 soul, and I died. It was pretty cool.
So, are we saying that we've killed somebody from, or that we've won from? Like,
The question is, what is the lowest level clock number you guys have ever killed someone from? So concedes do not count. You have to straight up kill your opponent.
I think mine was from 2-1 with Ayalisa. I killed somebody. Yeah, I think that's my best. That was Andy. Rip Andy. I killed Andy from 2-1.
I think mine was in Japan. I think mine was in Japan against that poor Psychono player that left 1 card in his deck, and I put 9 cards back in, and he was 2-1.
Yeah.
And then he died. It was pretty unfortunate, but fuck Psychono. So it was pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, 2-1 for me as well.
Yeah.
With 3 swings. 3 vanilla swings.
I think we missed one from Patreon.
I'm just going off the podcast channel thing first.
Okay.
I guess yeah, let's take the one from Tony. What do you think of the level 1 Kurumi versus the double coin flip Katori? Top clock to search or salvage 2 of the same card onto the stage, and they get 2k for existing. Are you talking? I'm guessing you're talking about the TD climax combo. I don't like the clock yourself, because it's like you're not. How do you put it? You're not gaining real advantage, if that makes sense. You're not shaping your hand or anything else. You're just like, you're putting cards on the board, but you're not doing anything else.
It's good for a trial deck combo.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
You only need 1 copy.
Yeah.
You only need 1 copy, which is the way they've been going with all these TDs, right? Is their design philosophy with all these TDs since like Goblin Slayer around there, or even before that, like Revue Starlight, I think was the first one. They've gravitated towards these climax combos at level 1 where you only need to have 1 copy of the card in question, and it either gives an effect or does something like this Kurumi.
Yeah.
So it's like in line with their design. I think it's interesting, it's flavorful. But I agree with Nico. I don't think it's very good. It doesn't shape your hand in a meaningful way. It just preserves the card that you have in hand, which if you're playing like you know, you don't have any other tools to do anything with it. So
Yeah.
you're preserving garbage pretty much.
I think like out of all of the combos at level 1 they've revealed so far, it's honestly I think the weakest. Just because even Toka doesn't need a reverse. It has that pseudo fever stuff to where like you can attack an empty lane and still get your plus at the end of the turn. So I just at the moment I think Kurumi's definitely the weakest one they've revealed, because at the very least Toka does stuff, it mills your deck, so on and so forth.
Kotori's the strongest. Like
yeah.
for sure. Like
I think Kotori's actually just going to be the play right now. If you play Toka at the moment, from all the other cards that have revealed, I'm not going to give you like the real stink eye, but I'd be a little curious as to why you play Toka, just because like even if it was for something like Mill, you're probably going to be running copies of the event, considering they don't miss on the Kotori. So it's like you already have ways to manipulate your deck state. So yeah, we'll have to see how all of that works and plays out.
Yeah, something to add to that. I mean, like, just to make it clear, what you guys were talking about too, as far as like being powerful, like plussing combos. Like, it doesn't matter if a combo like pluses you like 3 if it's like a shit card. Like, you'd rather have like the selective plus most of the time, so you can build towards something, right?
mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think, like, for example, Kotori would probably not be anywhere near as good as it is right now, but they added the text, it doesn't whiff on events.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like, random +2, yeah. Well, either way, yeah.
No, I think preserving
CX, but then trigger CX and get CX effect. Oh, by the way, there's also Twin Drive in the set.
I think that you're underselling just like there's like a point in the middle of the game where it almost doesn't matter what you put on the board. So I think that like you're underselling like like how good your cards need to be in hand.
Yeah.
Because like,
well, even then, the problem, like going back to the original conversation, the problem with the Kurumi also is like to get your plus, you have to take a damage. So
yeah,
it's just like the ROI just isn't there. Like maybe after, like, yeah, sure, if you only want to chill out enough for the TD, sure, maybe it's there, but like later on you don't want to be doing this combo at 2, whereas probably for like Kotori, if you just have the choice in your hands and you have like 1 or so Kotoris on the field, yeah, sure, why the fuck not? Of course you're going to do it.
Yeah, this card pluses you twice. Why wouldn't you just slam it and crash it or whatever the hell you have to do? It might plus you twice, or trigger CX, trigger standby, trigger choice. Either give you your finisher or stock charge you or put a big body on field. Like, it's just like there's no downside. Like right now, choice standby seems like the play from what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
But you know that's to be seen, I guess.
Yeah, it's too early to tell because they're gonna print a really broken card soon at level 1.
Yeah,
these are broken, but no.
Okay.
It's Aaron, but on attack. Same effects.
And it also searches you one as opposed to just getting you your move.
Yeah, instead of getting you move gear, it pops back. It's on attack. It pops back, and it swings it at 7/5 for no reason, like all the other good on attack plussing combos.
I can't wait for a card you put to memory, and then you don't have a hand size.
Yeah, no hand size. Infinite hand size.
Well, I think I told these guys earlier, I'm like, man, they have this pretty cool memory interaction effect. Be pretty spicy if they just decided to print like a level 1 or some bullshit. Would be like, yeah, you can summon this card for memory because why not?
I'm waiting for just like the level. It's like a 105k dump both of your memories.
Oh yeah.
The waiting room. It's just like on play, pay 1, dump your memory, dump your opponent's memory. Because like we got the Konosuba one right, but like effects like that are coming. It's like just zone hate out the ass. Like they're gonna print zone hate everywhere.
Yeah. All right. So I assume you guys got that one. So next question. This is from Socks. If Bunny Girl Senpai movie comes to English, what would it be its best deck, and how would it change the series' place in English meta tier list? Crap. Unfortunately, I've had like because of this whole quarantine stuff, like
Goof.
Yeah, haven't even been like looking at any of this new stuff coming out for like Bunny Girl. Really, I had a case for a while, but I sold it, so I lost any interest in looking at it. Have you guys like looked at any of the stuff as far as Bunny Girl goes, the movie stuff?
I know the big thing is the choice top end with the Notica rate. Like everybody seems to be on that. They're running more aggressive shells, still running good cards, but like they're not running standby. From what I've seen, they're opting for more aggressive builds. But you know, I am also out of the loop on it. I definitely whiffed it. I saw a bunch of people playing with the sample cards on TTS and stuff, and I just had absolutely no interest because I think Albuta is an extremely boring deck. And I just wish that Monogatari could be good instead of you have to play Zoomer Monogatari. That's what Bunny Girl is, dude. Bunny Girl is just Zoomer Monogatari.
It's not like Monogatari's had like 3 movies, like multiple other series. Like,
where's my Kizu set, dude? Like, why? Why is there no Kizu set? But
they were afraid after printing Monogatari season 2, dude.
Yeah, Cat's too strong, man. Cat's
Hanakawa and what's your face, Hachikuji? The
experienced drop searchers and drop salvagers, dude, broken. It's too good. But it shores up a lot of the holes in the set, right? It has like a decent clean cut. Gives them like different combo options. They're not as reliant on stacking standby, but still have good standby targets if you choose to go that route. They have a really good finishing combo now. I think that's all there is to say on it, really.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's like not a lot of events, and like we haven't experimented a lot, so I don't know like if we're like the experts to ask for this. But before stuff started shutting down, I know I saw some JP lists start reverting back to the old standby list, but with new cards in it with a new top end, and that was basically what was being played for a little bit. But I mean, like, it was so little results, like I can't really direct anyone in a certain direction without playing the set myself. But I think they went the standby and Blue Gate route because the Blue Gate combo was really good. Was it a Futaba level 3 or something, or I forget? It was
I don't remember.
Crap, I remember it being like pretty good.
I don't remember
either.
either.
It was like a mocha effect or something. I just can't really remember right now. But I remember there was this few lists like that, and there's some lists that played like the 2-1. They were playing like the Summer Pocket stuff, right? The change into the 2-1.
Yeah.
But I don't know where everyone settled on that. And like I said, like none of us here have really touched the set extensively to really answer specifically what's great.
If you guys utilize the Discord and stuff a lot, I'm sure you can ask. I think Ollie has messed with the set, and Dan constantly changes his name on the card games Discord. But if you find Dan, I think he usually has a "fuck you," and then whoever that person is, he's hating on this week.
Yeah,
you can probably ask him because I know he's tested the set quite a little bit on Tabletop Simulator. So those would, if you're curious on that, those would probably be some good people to go to.
Yeah. Is Ollie's name still I Love Hentai? It's been changing recently, right?
I think he's Saba on the Discord now. But yeah, I think that's Toad Ollie Awesome is his current name.
Wait, there's the choice level 1.
Choice level 1.
This is
the or something. Yeah,
the choice level 1. It's like the Kirito effect, sort of. It's like the up to tornado on attack, and it also gains a level.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it gives you more ability to play aggressive, I guess, with the set as opposed to being a slower, more standby deck. I guess to answer the actual question, how would it do in English? It would just be yet another like decent set that got a set 2. It would probably move up within its own tier, where it'd be like an A, somewhere in the A tier, somewhere between high and low.
It definitely would change the deck. So when it loses to a Wind Trigger or whatever, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't lose to.
Right now, the deck loses to like losing its bodyguard, basically.
So it would shore up some holes in the set, but it wouldn't jump a tier or anything. It wouldn't like become a crazy breakout set. It doesn't have anything unique enough to warrant that.
All right. There's another question here from Socks. What is the lowest level clock number you guys have ever killed someone from?
We've already
We
done.
answered this one, yeah.
Oh, you guys
did
did that
this?
one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess you can add how badly you sacked somebody from Kit.
Dude, I don't know.
Kit's like 1-4.
I don't think it's been that
Yeah.
good. Holy shit! Like it had to be with Konosuba. I probably killed someone from like 2-2 or something before. Like I mean, like once you play so many games, this happens like at least like once a month, right? Or someone just like dies for no reason. You're like, all right.
Good game.
I think the games that are like more hype are the ones where like you need 7 damage. Your opponent has a 10 card deck with 3 climaxes in it, and you stick 7. You're like, how did this happen?
Very good. Very good.
That's the true hallmark of a skilled player right there.
Oh man,
That's what people say. It's like there's no way I die. I am.
Yeah,
like,
it's like I have a
2
10 card
and
deck,
6.
10 card deck,
I
3
take
climaxes,
4.
and you're swinging for 7. You're an idiot. I'm good as luck. I'm fine. Take 7 straight, and you're like, oh, okay. Flip the last
Very
3
good,
cards.
very
Oh,
good.
3 climaxes,
Boy.
right where I left them. Those are the best games. Did you guys ask the one from Audrey?
No.
Okay.
you're-
So Audrey asked, with this power creep, would a return of the old-fashioned +2 soul balance things out?
Grisaya had a spicy 2-soul combo, didn't it, Kit? You said you were gonna
Oh,
run
yeah.
Oh,
of it or
dude, that
something?
combo is so
So
cool. I
spicy.
love it. Because you can just summon the climax.
two-soul.
The best meme part is you can summon the climax out and then play over the climax if you want. Because it just sits
Yeah.
there.
Just sits there. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It doesn't do
Use it
anything.
for
Like
flex,
just sits in
yeah.
your climax
yeah.
zone.
I think the biggest thing with like +2 soul and like it becoming more relevant again, or like, I don't know if it was ever relevant outside of like the first initial beginnings
I
of the
think
game.
it was relevant when like Little Buster still was in its like more kind of like higher tier.
2 souls suck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, say if we got like a 2 soul combo that also included like really good like selective search or salvage or whatever.
There's-
Homie, dude, if they
Komodo
fucking did
friends.
2-soul on this Katori, you bet your ass if you playing the 2-soul.
Yeah.
Komodo Prince has the best 2 soul, dude. I'm not ironically saying that. I think that's like the best 2 soul combo ever printed, and it's still just this thing where like the 2 soul is just hoping to cheese. Like it's not good for the game, and it's also just like it's such a weak trigger. As the game goes on, and you inherently like sacrifice field with the 2 soul, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing it gives you is damage. But if your opponent like has like 2 cancels, you're suddenly like really far behind. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I can't play the game anymore. My triggers suck. If I get another one, it's like they're already on second deck. It's even more likely that they double cancel now. When you play the 2 soul, like I said, the trigger. The worst thing about the trigger is like with a stock soul, right? Like you slam the stock soul, you get this trigger. It's for 4. 4's already like they cancel like half the time. It feels like, or probably more. But when it's like 5, dude, you're like just not dealing damage. Like you're anti-damaging yourself because of your triggers.
Yeah.
Alright, I know you're saying all this, team, but let me ask you this: what if they released a 1-0 climax combo, where on attack with +2 soul, you shuffle 3 back into your opponent's deck? Would you play it?
Holy shit.
Shuffle 3. Wait, they did put that in.
No, that's on a 2-1. I'm talking on 1-0.
Yeah, that's the Komako.
Well, I think that 2-1 one is really good.
My biggest
I
issue that-
non-ironically would try playing that 2-1.
Like I'm willing to give
I would
that
have
2-1
to-
a shot, but I feel like the biggest issue is like the deck space for that 2-1 feels like it's gonna screw some stuff up. But like I said, like literally, if you guys remember where is it? Right here. My Konosuba case is right here still, and it still hasn't been opened. One day I'll open it for the movie stuff, but whenever like stuff opens up again. But like I don't know, I was having not an argument with you, but I was just saying like I feel like that takes up too many slots if we're gonna play the whole like modular like in-game type of thing.
Look, I haven't looked at Konosuba yet because I don't own it. But when I own English Konosuba, because there's no other choice, because I'm just sitting here like losing with Bang Dream, and I'm like, man, maybe I need to get the next power up. Then I'll come and hit you with the 2-1 list. But until then, I don't know. I think it's a good card. I think it might be better than just playing a top end because you might just be able to kill people at like level 2.
I mean,
Depends on how dumb they are.
Yeah.
It's like, do I mill to 4 or 3? My opponent has shown me this 2-soul and this 2-1 all game, and I choose to leave myself at 1 card. I make
not even
an effort to die.
Have you ever played like Amelia and like you're on like first deck and you're like, I can get down to like 8 cards in deck or 10 cards in deck, and then like your first Amelia rips like 3 climax, you go, oh shit, and then like, you know, they're suddenly out 8. They have like 6 cards left in deck, and then that's when you hit them.
I feel like that's more apt with other Mogros than Amelia, because at least in current like English ReZero,
Amelia doesn't mill climaxes in English ReZero.
well, no, not that. It's like you do your first Amelia, right, and then you assess based on what you have in hand, what you can get in hand. Am I going for Felt on first deck, or am I going for Felt on second deck? So you have something to go for. In Bang Dream, it's just like it's a lot more linear. It's like, do I mill out? Do I not? If you're running Yukina, but you know, I guess that's a separate discussion.
Yeah.
Mogros.
Well, I mean, like for you guys, what would it take for +2 soul to be like, I'm playing this climax?
What you said.
Yeah.
Shuffle 3 cards back on climax play. On climax play, shuffle 3 cards back into your opponent's
You're
deck.
talking about like seriously, right? Like not like.
Oh yeah, 100%. Doesn't even have to plus. 105K on climax play. Shuffle 3 cards back.
I think it's really good because like the game is getting so how do I just like it's just like hyper mill and hyper like deck manipulation that like a lot of people are just like gonna go through their deck and have like a 3-card deck with no climaxes in it or something, or even 1 or whatever, and then like you're just like, I'm gonna swing in for 3, maybe up to 5, and shuffle 3 back in, and then like this is almost guaranteed damage. Like Dean's killed so many people because they're just so unaware of like Million Lives like modular top-in that he plays, and they leave themselves with 1 card left in their deck, and he's like, oh, that's fine, let me drop these level 3s down and shuffle 9 cards back into your deck. Or was it 6 or something?
It's 9. It's 9 if you're triple.
And then you just like swing in and kill them, and they're like, oh, I guess I lost the game. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, that was actually the earliest I'd ever killed anybody from was like 2-1 with that top end in Japan against like Kano when they were going to refresh 1 and 2. They were going to refresh 1 and 2, but they left themselves. They were going to refresh literally like 8 and 17 at 2-1, and I was 3-5. And then they like decided not to twin drive on the last attack, so they have 1 card deck, so they could have 8 going back in. And I'm like, oh, that was so greedy. You're dead.
Climax to go back in, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, you actually just died.
I would 100% of the time. No, it wasn't. It was before that. No. It was when he was out there alone by himself before we came.
Oh, okay,
yeah. I would do like logos with like 2 people, and like there was a Psychono player, and I'm like, I just want to kill myself. Dude, this guy like JC'd my clean cut because I didn't know what it did, and then he JC'd again my Makotos, and I'm like, I can't play the game. I have like a 4-card hand at level 3. Oh wait, he left a card in deck. He fucked up. Just the easiest game of my life.
Dude, I like really quickly on this side tangent. I just like when we were at Kita Senju, and then like you were sitting next to me playing against a guy, and I had to translate the cards why I was playing my game to that guy. And I remember the guy sitting next to me, the Japanese guy, was just like so confused on what was going on because you didn't know what any of the cards did he was playing.
That's the shop where I threw my almost max summer pocket at the wall.
You didn't throw it. You knocked it by accident.
I smacked it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I was like. I turned around and I was like, very common in America.
Don't worry. Oh man, that was a pretty good meme.
Yeah, I like smacked my deck off like the deck box like on the table, right? I just smacked it off into the wall. And like everyone in the venue like turned and looked at me, and I was like, "It's okay, Daijobu."
Dude,
way to
was
represent Carmen.
Was that the one? Was that the one where I just got to play against Psychono every round?
Yeah, you played against
the Kita one. Yeah.
Okay. I just remember being really upset at my second Psychono.
And then we got the adult cream pie at McDonald's.
That was
pretty good. Oh, dude, man,
they're good. They come in chocolate or vanilla. You can have it whichever.
We need to all of us need to go back to that shop like when next time we're in Japan together.
Oh, that was the most fun shop. I went back
that was
twice.
the best.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Oh my god.
It was the one shop I played where it's just like pretty much every round except for like the first round I played against someone who's good. Like I felt like I was like, being tested. They were playing all sorts of different stuff. I also got bodied by Aerie. Fuck that card. Playing SMP into that card feels real bad.
Yeah, I remember the only match that I was just like, this player like kind of sucks was I played against the guy who played 8 Stand by Sunshine, and he made like one misplay that was like really really weird, and I was just like, that was really dumb of him, and then like he lost immediately after that. Yeah, all those players there were like really good, so like I'm happy that we like found that shop, because I've never been to the Kita Senju shop before.
Yeah. It's a cool area too.
Yeah.
There were a lot of cool places to get food.
I mean, it's like one of those places where it's like, a lot of gaijin don't go to. So like,
yeah,
you get to experience like real Japan. Oh, I don't want to say real Japan, because you still
real
experience
Tokyo, I guess. Yeah.
Where you're not, you feel out of place because there's literally no tourists there. Yeah. Anyway.
Wow, cool. Now that next year there'll be a ton of tourists because of that, kid.
Dude,
pretty cool.
They don't know where Kita Senju is. That's the secret.
Yeah. Real Japan is when you go out in the middle of the mountains.
Oh yeah, Dean's in the true Japan, where he climbs up mountains and almost kills himself. Like,
it's pretty fun.
He messages like, guys, do I try to get to the top of this mountain? And we're all like, do it. And then we're like, he sends this message like 10 minutes later, and we're like, oh no, Dean, stop, go back. Like, go back to your owl hotel.
I still remember one of my favorite messages I received from Dean. I was like lying in bed in a bunk when I was overseas at one point, and he's just like, "Guys, I collapsed on the ground in the middle of a snowstorm, and I'm bleeding from my nose. What do I do?" It's like, what the fuck? It was like the strangest message I've ever read.
Oh, that was a rough day, dude. You don't understand.
Dude, I just remember coming to Japan and meeting up with Dean, and then Dean's like showing me his walking tracker. He's like, as you can see here, this is the hour where I collapsed in the snow and did nothing and just slept in the middle of the sidewalk while it was snowing. And it's just like a bunch of activity, and then it drops down for like an hour of nothingness, and then it goes back up again. I was like, oh, that was Dean didn't die. Oh,
that was the roughest day. That was the roughest day, dude. Google Maps is not a very reliable thing. They will tell you that people's houses are hotels. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh, man. Dude. Gene is like, has wild like adventures in Japan when he's backpacking through the entire country.
Yeah.
That's the real way to do it. I don't know. I can't just like go to Tokyo and like sit there for a week. I mean, I can be there for like a week, but like,
yeah.
If that's all you do, man, you got to do more. Great country.
I did it for 3.5, but it was also my first time there. I felt like I saw a lot, but I'm sure I could have done much more.
All right.
Can't wait to go back.
You're going to get your invite, right?
Yeah, for that Nats.
Yeah, you better this year. Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, I got Data Life. It'll carry me. I don't even have to think. I don't have to. I don't have to.
Man. Don't worry about JP. It's English.
English. Oh no.
Man. So our next question comes from Sentia, which is they say which level 1 from Alkazation should I use, and what is the better top-in for Alkazation? All right, I have no experience with it. I would just say the Independence Climax combo, whatever that one is, at 1, right?
Yeah, I think the Magro is probably better.
Yeah, I think the Magro is probably just a better.
Yeah, the Magro is just better. Deck speed on first deck is too good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it this way. We were talking about Magros before. A Magro used well, used intelligently, is better than the Independence Climax combo. As good as Astolfo is, I do think the Astolfo Climax combo is fine. I think in the current climate we're going into, where things are just going to be ridiculous, I think that the Magro will give you better returns when used correctly, despite just Book being a worse, probably a worse position trigger. Despite being plussing, Wind is a very well-positioned trigger right now. With the more standby we get, the better Wind gets, even if it's Saki. Can't deny it. So it depends what meta you're playing into. I think they're fairly interchangeable. Most decks are running both a large amount of blue and yellow, so you don't really have to worry about it much. You just sort of pick which one. I think Magro is generally better, but if you're playing into a lot of standby like sort of environments. Maybe wind is the play because you're going to be able to snipe one lane, right, for the most part. So if you get one double plus, your hand's probably fine.
I just think usually, like, if you can lean towards, especially in like the English meta, leaning more towards the uninteractive pluses is usually like the better way to go.
Yeah, generally.
I mean, if the English meta does develop into like the standby meta that Japan had with like these new releases, like uninteractive
I still
combos
think it's
are-
probably not the way to go, right? Because Alice only gets to like what 6K on attack, so at that point you're hoping to sack wind triggers.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, like, I guess we'll use Overlord as an example because that's that just got announced. You're still not winning a lane.
Yeah.
Because the 2-1 Ainz is sitting at 7K. Cocutus
No,
or whatever.
It's 8K actually because of the bounce card. But like,
oh yeah, my bad.
What makes like Overlord like powerful in that sense is that you have 2 lanes you can't side attack on, right?
Yeah.
So it just feels bad.
You
But,
have
I mean,
2
like,
level 2s on board.
Yeah, if we develop into those standby combo meta type of thing, then like uninteractive combos are just gonna be better. Like, you know, or like safer. I don't want to say better, I guess, but
Safer is the right word, yeah. The top ends, so to shout out another channel, ENTCG did a whole thing on the Wind top end, the Wind Alice top end, where it theoretically has better numbers. I like the Kirito top end. I think the Kirito top end's really nasty. I think there are a lot of ways to make that work. You just have to play a deck that's maybe worse at other levels to make space for the package. But I think the Kirito top end's the way to go. It's the most explosive. It's the one that can come back from larger damage deficits. You can stack things in one lane. Yeah, I'm more of a fan of the Kirito top end, but the Alice one is also fine. It's like a super Musashi. It's like on cancel you Yo-burn or something, I think. Something like that.
I don't know much about the top ends. I know the Credo one was like pretty good in combination with the 2-1 event, the old 2-1 event to make.
Yeah, the Graham event.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love Demon Sword Graham.
Yeah, but as I said earlier, I do not like Sao, so I try to not pay much attention to it unless like I'm forced to with like 10th anniversary or something. But yeah, let's see here. I think that kind of answers it.
Who's the biggest stack we know?
This is the last question in Discord. If you guys have any last questions in chat, just go ahead and post them right now and like repost them if you post them earlier because I hate going back through.
Yeah, they're really hard to find.
Yeah, so just post them now and then we'll answer this question, and if there's any more, then we'll go ahead and answer those. So who's the biggest stack you know? Fuck you guys. I'm not a choice. All right, go.
What do you mean?
No, I hate this too.
Okay,
Like,
I'll go first. I'll go first. If we're talking about America, I'm sorry, Kip, but you're.
What about Clinton? Clinton like destroyed you.
Oh, that's a difference though, because I think there's a major difference here because I have to constantly play against you. I think I can count the games I played against Clinton on one hand. I think I've only played 3 games against Clinton. He's bodied me all those 3 games, by the way. If we're talking about, I guess, somebody who I used to know, there was this gentleman in Korea. I'm going to get his name wrong because I stole it off of Facebook, and I do not know if this is his full name, but it's Yuhan Sung. I call him DeCapo guy. This man is fucking unstoppable. If he's playing DeCapo, I almost just want to put my cards down and not play. Like, you would think, like, fucking DeCapo is the same. You're like, what the fuck does this even do? This card fucking sucks. This man is a god. He will cancel on precise numbers. He will always have the climax. He's a fucking legend. I think he also won South Korea's, I think it was a World Championship qualifier or something like that with Dalsegno one year. So
that's pretty powerful.
Shout outs to DeCapo guy. You
got to stack just for that deck to play a level 1. I'll go next. Mine's definitely Andy. Shout out to Andy if you watch this back.
I know the power of his sack. Holy shit!
Yeah, Andy will sack, and it'll be like he'll be like on a 3-card hand, and he'll hit like 3 brainstorms to be back in the game, and he'll be like, "Oh, it's like." I think after the game, he'll tell you it's like, "Oh, like I thought this play was really good," and stuff like that. It's stuff like, and it's like. He's not even wrong. He's a good player, so he probably did make good decisions or stuff like that. But I always think back to that turn where it's just like you had like 3 climax in deck and like 7 cards, and you like triple triggered clean, and stuff like that. It's just like completely ridiculous situations, and he'll point back to so we have the confirmation bias argument. But that's all in good fun. But Andy is one of the biggest sacks I've ever played against. Love you though, dude. Good, yeah, but yeah, it's that could be frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody's got their local demon. Andy's definitely mine.
What about you?
I guess
Dean?
I'm okay. If I'm not allowed to say Kit, then any opponent I sit across from.
That's not fair.
Team
There has to be
Salt.
some other player. Wait, what about Ting?
Ting is probably the worst. I just will never forget when I was trying to get him ready for Ohio. And I was like, yeah, I'll play Sal Mirror matches with you. And I had like a 13 card deck with like 5 climax. It was like something absurd. I had like a lot of climaxes in a really small deck. And I play as many mill cards as I can, like including like brainstorming and do everything. And I end up being left with like 5 and 6. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I tried to play around stock swap. But little did I know the bottom 5 cards. And like I got like stock swap and just immediately died. And I'm like, I just had to leave the shop. I don't know. He's probably like the most consistently, but I've fought like players that have sacked me harder. So like I don't even want to like say that, but like he's got some like kind of protection around him that's almost as strong as yours, Kit. Almost as strong.
Oh my god. I think like as far as I don't even know if it's like biggest sacks. Just like I was like really fortunate. Like when I was in California, I played with a lot of really with a lot of really good players that make me feel like I was like a shit player. Like one of the my friend Devin who got me into the game was like really good when it came to theory and stuff. He was always really unlucky though. Like he was like definitely smarter than me when I first got into the game and like for quite a while as far as the game goes. But he would just like always get screwed over like by random RNG bullshit, which is unfortunate because back then like there was no deck manipulation. This was back when like Modica and Angel Beats were like the top 2 tier decks.
Mm-hmm.
So like you were just like always susceptible to like I triggered twice this turn, I lost the game. But there's another player that I learned with a lot too, which was Lance. I don't even know if he plays anymore. He must because he's been playing card games forever. He was like a really really good. If you guys remember the Naruto card game, he was like a really really good player along with his brother Daryl. They both were like really really strong players in that card game. And there was a couple other card games they played that they were really good at for quite a while as well. They were just both really, really good players at like any card game they touched. And I remember like I felt like I'd always get sacked by Lance. Like that always felt really, really shitty. And then as far as like local demons now, like dude, shout out to fucking Tony. Every time I play him, I think I'm gonna lose the game. I've like sat down across from him. There's a couple times where like there's no way I lose here. And then I'm just dead. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And then like you've seen it, Nico. Like there was that game where he was playing Love Live, OG Love Live, and like I should have died like 100%, but like he just made like one small misplay, and then I was like, God damn it, oh man, dude, playing against like those type of players is always like spooky. Oh wait, what about oh god, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now. Dude, he plays Goblin Slayer now. You built him the deck last time.
Ellis,
thank you.
Ellis.
Oh,
God.
dude, Ellis is so spooky too. Like
Ellis is like,
yeah.
Look at all these cool cards I put in my deck, and I'm like, oh no, what are these?
Oh man.
All this being said, Weiss is a game of insane levels of variance. So
Yeah.
our salt and snake bittenness aside, you know, everybody's going to get sacked. You're going to get sacked by everyone. And you're going to sack other people. That's the other thing. It's a big circle. Circle of sack.
For sure. Let's see here. All right. I don't know why. My mic is just like randomly changing the level. I don't know. I need to figure what's wrong with that. Anyway, I think that is it. We'll pick up the last few questions from chat.
Yeah.
So I think the first one here is, does Kurumi from Fujimi have a better chance in English? I forget what the card does. I know it summons cards from its
Icy
deck.
Tail.
It's just Icy Tail?
Icy Tail.
It summons
the
extra
first
copies
Icy
though,
Tail
right?
you have. Yeah, it for 4-stock you can get a no.
Full field.
Yeah,
it's
for
Yeah.
4-stock.
Yeah, because
you get
from
Yeah,
deck
for
it also
4-stock,
summons
you
another
get
one, right? When it comes from deck.
And it does different things based on your clock. You don't have a way to manipulate your clock like you would in New Data Live. Not only do I
Kurumi is just straight up.
yeah. Well, no, they're saying for English. For English, to stand a chance, people are going to play it because they love Data Live and they love Kurumi. She's like the most popular fucking character. You're gonna see it played, and it's gonna do the same thing Icy Tail always does, where it's like only good against specific heavy compression strategy. When I say that, I think things like 8-bar Fate, like Icy Tail's really good against that. Against other decks, you'll get like damage here and there, and it'll be the same as like on attack burn 1 for free. But it also like messes with your opponent's dictate and other stuff. It's not as good as 8 standby, just straight up. Or even some of the other options you have in Fujimi. I'd rather play the green clock kickers than play Kurumi. I don't think it's that good of a combo. The fact that it dupes itself is the best part of the card.
Well, it also has the other effect, which is
Heal.
still kind of relevant. Well, it's pseudo heal because you get to shuffle in a climax back in your deck if you're like below block level or something. So it's not the worst, but I don't think
It's not the worst. I just don't think it has legs, right? It's like nothing. Yeah. You're not gonna see it like.
If you're seeing it, you're not like, oh no, I have to watch out for this. You're gonna be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it anyway, for the most part. So.
Yeah, it's all non-interactive. They're gonna do it if they have it. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Anson asked thoughts on P5 currently in English. I guess
Broken.
English meta. Always broken.
Best set.
Best set in A.
Cat Bus broken. Beats Konosuba. Only card that beats Konosuba.
Oh my god! Shut up, Carbon.
Cat Bus broken. P5 deck. Bring P5 to a regional win. Easy money. You just gotta be the strongest player. You gotta top check that level 3. You gotta put it on the bottom.
That doesn't work. Have you seen my match against Andy? Have you seen my match against that? Have you seen that match?
Burn for 3. Burn for 2. Burn for 3.
He'll just cancel. Your opponents are just better players than you.
In the same way, Yukina has never killed anyone. Joker doesn't kill anyone either. It sets up for the turn after. So.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't know. I heard that Hunter perfected Persona.
Oh, the deck list you said. Oh,
He said
no.
at 9 stock you get Joker, double Ryuji, Chie Bomb Restander, and
I can't wait to play this shit.
That's pretty dank because at 1 stock because the Chie pays for itself and then the stocks. Oh wait, yeah, and it's 0 stock to do Chie Restand because you play the Ryuji.
Yeah, it repays its
stock
all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, this is pretty intense. I don't know, like, I have to see it played. It seems really dank.
Yeah, we're all about dank lists here.
Yeah, so it's like 4 inedible curry, 1 green calling card, 3 yellow calling cards. Dude, it's like 8 stocks.
What is this list?
Dude,
it might be the best.
When we actually get back to locals and he shits on all of us, we'll do a deck profile on him.
Doesn't Chie make Joker only burn twice? Dude, that's all you need, dude, because you got that restand. Well, Joker only reveals 0s anyway. Who cares about setting it up? That's too much work.
God damn it. All right, next question, guys. With the ReZero Memory Snow coming out, what would be useful with the other 2 sets? How well does it splash?
It doesn't splash too well. I think if you're going to splash anything, I've seen like Dean splash the early play and maybe the clean cut, but otherwise Memory Snow for the most part is a standalone deck.
The Betty's better than a clean cut.
No, yeah, it's mostly standalone, right? So
you can really only splash maids, right?
You can play like Ricky or something, but there's already a Ricky in that set too, right?
Not non-play though.
Oh yeah.
Some of the maids cards do key off name. So
now what's really cool is when your opponent when at like level 2, you put down one of your. Here's the problem. So like, right, if you're playing against like someone even like halfway competent, splashing cards can cost you the game because your anti-burn one checks board at the beginning of like every turn. Like, let's say that like your opponent's like cleared their field or something, and like you just put like a Ricky down, and then they side attack the Ricky. You now are like no longer protected against burn ones. You can die the following turn. So I don't know. Like the idea of like splashing a card to get like some like very not worth it effect that could randomly turn off your protection seems pretty bad.
Here's a question from up here. Any tips in making Contai Abyssal Fleet work?
Yeah, you put
yeah.
Hoppos in normal Contai.
Yeah, you put Hoppo in normal Contai and you're good to go.
Yeah, and then you're like, wow, this Hoppo's really cute. And then that's why I'm playing Abyssals. But Abyssals kind of suck, so I'm actually just playing Contai.
Yeah, just think all your opponent's important back rows and they don't keep any extra in hand because they don't know what's going on.
It's also the best. You can like just play like the drop search, I think. You can just play like the drop search or like the Takitsubo, like the Ricky type thing, as like your only like real Abyssal cards, and then you play the rest as being Fleet Girl. And then your opponent hopefully won't realize that you're playing any Abyssals. So they put down like brainstorms, you go, ha ha.
Yeah, we talked about this a lot at one point.
Get stung, dummy.
Yeah, I played around with it a bit. The problem was that everyone in my locals was like, they were such disgusting sacks. I like double Hoppo 2 of the Union back rows, and I was like freest game of my life, and then immediately had 2 more, and I'm just well.
That was Ellis, right? Of course it was.
Yeah, it was Ellis, of course, and I
just
like
happen to have 2 unions in
so
my hand.
many.
Oh my god!
So many of these like Union back rows, but they just keep coming down, and then it's like my top end is like, because I'm playing English Contai, I'm like already crippled, right? like your top ends in that are just like kind of terrible, especially compared to Konosuba. I think it's like an interesting avenue to take, but yeah, don't expect to win with it, but you can cheese
It's
games.
definitely a cheese strategy, and like I legitimately think at like a regional it would like win you a lot of games you maybe shouldn't have won, but because like no one expects that shit, right? But as far as consistency goes, it's not gonna get you there 100%.
Even if you do, like Abyssals are like the worst thing for me to see in a regional, because I like to play decks with like I want to say crutch on brainstorms, but crutch on brainstorms, like right?
Crutch on
like,
back row pieces, yeah.
Like you crutch on like back row pieces as like ways to like mitigate not needing like combo, and then like you play against those, and like sometimes you're like, my deck literally just doesn't function. This is pretty cool. That's why Goblin Slayer is so good, right? Because like you don't want to be playing like Hello Happy World or like English Bang Dream where you have to crutch on brainstorms half the game anyway against something like Goblin Slayer. But Abyssals is just like that on a body instead of an event.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Pretty powerful set.
I think that is it, right, guys? No more questions here. I think we've hit them all for this week.
I believe so.
Thank God. We can finally get out of here. I can't believe we like somehow milk 2 hours out of this bullshit every week.
Every time. I'm
always like, there's nothing to talk about. And then Friday, like, English Bushiroad just drops like all the news. And then like we're here like
the news either like Thursday or Friday. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, it's really cool that they create this content for us.
Yeah.
You don't have to think at all. I was like, damn, really cool.
Oh man.
Can complain for at least an hour about these cards.
You're right. Oh man. But yeah, so like I guess we're still on for next week, I assume. No issues, right?
Yeah, sure. Still can't leave my house.
True.
Except for sometimes.
True. All right. Yeah, I mean, if that's it, any last shout outs for any of you guys? I guess Carmen, go ahead. You got your usual.
Oh, yeah. Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz. We just put out our Fujimi 8 standby for English deck tech that just went live today. Y'all can check that out. PGH Weiss Schwarz on YouTube. Easy enough to find. We have a brand new video series in the works. I'm still working on it. still working on everything getting up there. I think you guys would like it. It would be a lot better if we had a tournament series coming up because it's focused on the competitive environment. But look forward to that. They're going to be more short form videos. We're going to try to get them up twice a week, but I'm still working on them. So no idea when those will actually come out. Other than that, Memory Snow set reviews our next one. We did want to do Slime, but not going to happen first. It's going to be Memory Snow first. So look out for that.
Sounds good. I can't wait for this new video to come out.
They're going to be fun.
I was listening to your guys' deck profile today. Like, I only got halfway through because like I only listen during when I'm driving around or whatever. But it's been good so far. I see you guys played like not to spoil anything. You guys played the 1-0 pay to rest heal.
Yeah,
I didn't look at much of Fujimi and JP.
I love that 1/1 Miku.
Yeah.
That 1/1 Miku is so nasty.
I mean, yeah, I didn't look at much at the JP version of the deck that often, so I'm not even sure if like they even played that much. But like, your reasoning is very sound, so it was really cool to hear that. Dean, Nico, anything?
Nope.
All right.
I guess Dean wants to give a shout out to Alienware for making such good laptops. Am I right, Dean?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm having some cool latency issues because of that. Well, cool. Never buy an Alienware. They think that it's really cool to shove desktop graphics card and processors into like a 1-inch thin laptop, so they run at like 90 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, Dean actually has no webcam this entire time. It's because his laptop's being repaired. Oh man.
I would rather have like a laptop that was like 5 inches thick and weighed 20 pounds if I'm buying a gaming laptop, right? I want something that actually is like properly ventilated. But anyway, besides the point, the real shout out is Monster Girl Quest set is complete. It's on the the set sucks. I'm a terrible set designer. Bofuri set's probably better.
I still gotta share that. I haven't shared that yet.
It's on the you can DM me for it. Or it's on the what is it? Competitive. It's on the competitive Discord. Yeah, and the custom set discussion. Yeah. It's only when you get to the end that you're like, wait a second. I've crippled myself. There's no level 3 finishers. But then you look at one card that's horribly imbalanced. And you're like, that's pretty cool.
Is that the one that burns for your level?
No. That card...
It's this cool level 1 combo that he has, actually.
Oh, no. Okay.
Wait, is it the token one we made? It's not, right?
No. The token one's actually like dog shit.
Okay.
The real good one is the... It's like a 1-0 bomb. Pay 1 on reverse with the climax. Memory shoot a card in your opponent's grave. I legitimately think, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be properly costed according to Bushi math.
Bushi math.
The Bushi math never makes sense. I should buy properly.
I just remember playtesting against Dean a little bit, and I'm just like, wow, this is super fucking cool. I just lost my board and 3 of my climaxes for the rest of the game. Cool fucking card, Dean.
Oh, okay, but no, real talk, because Idolmaster has like a 2/2. When you play the climax, pay 2 memory shoot. So that means that removing and then there's like a Saber and Fate, there's like a 2/1, like pay 1, ditch 1. So they've like equated on climax placement 2 stock as climax removal. Well,
usually, I remember there's a card in Angel Beats, and it's like just an event. It's like pay 3, memory shoot an opponent's card.
1/2 and Milky Homes.
Yeah.
So it seems to be like
it's
2.
usually like 3 stock or 3 of like those heavy resources that they equate it to. They just haven't printed that profile in a hell of a long time, and for good fucking reason.
Yeah. So a climax, a reverse,
a reverse, and a stock.
Yeah. So it is properly balanced. It's just wow, that was a pretty cool profile. I hope that we get more climax removal in the game. I think it'd be really fun. I would actually be more fine with like having my climaxes get shot to memory every game than my opponent having infinite hand. I think that'd be pretty funny.
Oops.
Maybe I'm a little too gung ho about that. I always think it's dank whenever like I have half my climaxes missing though.
Jesus. All right. Damn, I think I had a shout out, but now I forgot because of fucking Dean. Dang. I don't remember what I was gonna say. All right, whatever. I guess that's it, guys. Oh, I think that was it. Hold on, is this still? Yeah, here in chat. If you're in our Discord and you want like your questions asked, like for sure next week or whatever, join our Discord for the Burn One Discord. I'm trying to be more active in there, but I'm really lazy at being really active. So like maybe if more people join and like talk about stuff, I'll hop in more often. But if you're interested in that, you can go there. We have a channel specifically for questions for the podcast, so you can put it there so it's easy for us to find. Besides that, I think that is it for this week. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, Bush Road will, give us content. Yeah,
give us content on a Friday.
No, we have the Adventure Time demo deck we can talk about.
Oh yeah. You're gonna get it then? Before
I already spent the money. I'm so good with money. I told you.
Sweet. Oh wait, were we gonna do anything with like these set reviews? Weren't we gonna change the format? Maybe. Or
Yeah, I want to do like 4 set reviews this week, guys. I just want you to know
God.
that is the Kit King and Nico that are holding us back. Otherwise, we'd have so many set reviews already.
Well, what's the next set review we're gonna try to do? Was it Angel Beats or
was it Angel Beats versus Kudloff, or was it gonna be Gigant Shooter? Both of those are really good.
Gigant Shooter is really short. We can just do that.
Yeah, that one's short. I'll do Gigant Shooter.
And Gigant Shooter has some dank cards.
Oh, this is perfect. What we'll do is we'll do a Gigant set review, and then we'll have Dean do a Gigant deck profile on his deck.
With the Gigant players.
Don't give it away, Nico.
Oh no, I'm sorry. So sorry.
It's such a good deck.
Oh man, dude, what a weird time. The time that when we should release that shit, that was so weird.
I wish they would do more like that. Was a pretty funny set. That's nice meme.
Yeah, nice meme out of 10 for sure. Yeah, we'll probably do that then. I guess the next, screw it. Gigant Shooter will be the next one, I guess. And then we'll probably jump to Angel Beats after that if we ever, rally together and actually do stuff. Besides that, though, we'll see you guys all next week. Papa Bushiroad, please give us more content Friday, day of, to talk about.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure there's going to be more data live reveals that is going to be really, really good.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Playing for another hour and a half. Fun.
Hell yeah.
Endless content.
Endless content for sure. Besides that, guys, we'll see you guys next podcast, I guess. See you guys later.
Have a good one.